Here it is finally happening, the grand finals of the tournament. Can you believe it? A tournament lasting 2 months? No more, no less? It's never happened before.
In 2025?
I know. Wild stuff. So we got the grand finals here. Durdrak, who is on the loser side, he's going to have to win 2 sets if he wants to be the victor of this tournament. And versus Ren, who is currently undefeated in the bracket stage here. And we're starting with a Chimera race. Ghost card at the start here. Why do both players kill the Warg there? Am I wild? Am I crazy for thinking that there's no reason to kill the Warg?
10 experience.
Yeah, because there's no drop on the Warg, right? Am I crazy? Am I wild? Am I silly?
They listened to the intrusive thoughts that said kick puppies. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm fairly certain that the Warg has a 0% chance to drop anything, even in
even in this.
Yeah, this bounty hunter type presets. There is no drop table for Wargs, so I guess they're just doing it for funsies.
Like you said there, though, he is coming in from losers. That means that Durdrak will have to win 6 races out of 10.
Yep.
Which is insane to me. Like,
6 out of a maximum of 10, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, that's just the nature of double elimination. Having a winner side and a loser side is there for a reason. So that way the person who goes undefeated has some sort of advantage going into it. Otherwise, it'd be very silly. And already Durdrak off to a somewhat rocky start versus Creature here. You never want to get so far away that he starts the rolling attack because it is just a huge waste of time. And he's taking a lot of damage too. I don't think Durdrak has touched the save yet.
And here's the crazy thing about Creature is that, like, it is distance-based, or if he's in the corner like he is now. Like, Durdrak should be doing a Hellfire here. He's not, which means that Creature's going to go back into the rolling animation. And the hammer, if it hits you just far enough to start the rolling animation. It's horrible.
Yeah, I think the only way to avoid it after taking damage is you have to immediately land cancel and like double jump dive kick in or something like that, and then hope that you're close enough that it doesn't break him out of the loop. But yeah, getting in the corner is probably the scariest part because you want to get behind him, but you get less and less space to do so. And if you miss like the Hellfire input and he starts the roll animation, it could be a little sketchy, but both players make it through slightly more efficient for Durdrak, both of them having a bit of Creature incident. But when your damage is this low, honestly, it's kind of very difficult, I feel like, to loop Creature in a way that doesn't have him roll at least a couple of times. Both of them also using like Tetra Spirits and whatnot to try and do as much damage during that slow roll animation. So honestly, not that bad, all things considered.
It's kind of like Chill Penguin in Mega Man X. You just kind of deal with it if he does more slides, right?
Except in Mega Man X, it's RNG based, where in this case, it's more of a skill issue. But you know, hey, it's the first race of Grand Finals. They're still warming up. The sun's in their eyes. The controller's got honey on it. Who knows what's going on for these players?
See, this is why we need more Boss Rush or Gear Rush warm-ups. That's what we need.
True. And Icebrand, honestly, funny enough, not known for being like a super overpowered sword, but honestly, it's probably like the most consistent of the what I would call mid swords in the game. Like, it's not so overpowered that you're like, oh my god, I can solo the seed with this, but you're never like mad that you have Icebrand.
Yeah, Icebrand, Firebrand, Thunderbrand, Mormagil, Holy Sword, all of them have the exact same attack. They all have double hitboxes. Holy Sword is really where you kind of want to be on that.
Yeah.
But if you get an Icebrand, you're not mad.
Yeah, the only enemy in the game that I think you really are mad that you have the Icebrand versus is the Frozen Shade, and even then, it's like, who cares? They're very easy to just get past and deal with anyways. Scylla doesn't even like interact with ice. I'm trying to think bosses that interact with ice in a negative way. I don't think there is one.
Not a single one.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, against Cerberus, Icebrand is the sword you want. Because it deals double.
Yep, weak to ice boss right there. Ooh, Durdrak getting flung across the room there, but thankfully has decent defense. Both players going pretty hard here in the second castle, not really stopping to heal, just like tanking the damage and moving on. And Ren, honestly, I felt had like a pretty sizable deficit, but has caught up a decent amount.
What a find.
And the bat behind Darkwing Bat? Coincidence? I think not.
I love that finding Bat before I leave Second Castle.
Oh, yeah.
Now he has the option to say, okay, I can do a little bit more of Second Castle. I wouldn't stay in Second Castle too long, but I would do a little bit more. Like, I might go to Medusa, you know? and give that a shot. But
I honestly would go all the way to, if you have a library card, you can do a lot, I would say. But I think if you are going to stay in the second castle, you at least go to past Akmadon and get the warp. And I think that's what Durdrak's doing. This is honestly a decent play because this is progress you're more than likely going to have to do at some point regardless, because that teleporter is right next to the end of the game. So getting it done now is great. Ren, on the other hand, doing some item checks first and finds the Alucard shield. Could be useful if he finds out the shield rod or Malblong.
Did he get it from Yorick again?
No, it was in the room next to Yorick.
Oh man, like him and Mop both, they trounced me in a race earlier because they went down and killed York. They got a duplicator and a library card from York in his skull.
Oh my god.
And I was just sitting there, I was like, what the?
That's busted, yeah. So Ren does the item checks, but is opting to stay in the second castle. See, if you're going to do those item checks, essentially doing them now means whatever you find there has to speed up your fights or your movement somehow in second castle, or else you're just kind of losing time. Because it's less efficient to do it now versus doing it on the way out of the second castle, which is what I imagine Durdrak's going to do. So I think Durdrak's route ends up being slightly more efficient. Ren, probably more well-known for his propensity to do slightly riskier item checks, like more item checks than the average player. But in doing so, he also is obviously very technically proficient at the game and is very good at routing as well. So oftentimes those item checks maybe slow him down shortly in like the short term, but as soon as he finds one thing that he could take advantage of, it helps him catch back up, if not, trounce in some of these races. Some of these races have definitely been very Ren favored, although right now, I mean, Durdrak's lead is looking pretty strong.
Yeah, like Durdrak has a very consistent output, right?
Yep.
He is a very good technical player. Ren is not necessarily as technical as Durdrak. He can't, do Spike Room in 1,000,001 ways.
Yep.
But Ren will always make up for it in wild routing.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah, Durdrak trying to go for the Hellfire here, but gets poisoned first, which is going to lower his damage output. Now, his intelligence should be cut in half, I want to say. Also, no MP regen while poisoned, but still, honestly, solid enough fight to get Akmadon killed very quickly. Thankfully, Akmadon is, like, pretty squishy. He has low HP, generally.
And he's weak to fire, which really, that's the part that helps.
Oh!
There's a Chrysogrim from one of the enemies in the tower. It looked like it came from a Sniper of Goth.
Yeah, Sniper of Goth, which realistically is one of those enemies that should realistically have been killed by Durdrak, I want to say. But I guess Durdrak is more so banking on fast movement and not really slowing down to kill enemies. But yeah, this Chrysogrim is going to put in a ton of work, honestly. All of the boss fights from here on out are going to be so much faster for Ren. This preset, however, doesn't require all bosses be defeated. This is just a pretty standard, collect 5 Vlad relics, get to the end of the game type of preset. So it honestly is a reason as to not stay in the second castle, which is why I imagine Durdrak now is leaving. He's like, okay, I did just enough to get the warp. If I need more Vlads later, I can come back and use that warp to my advantage, or I can just use it to beat the game. Now I'm going to go to the first castle with my out of logic Soul of Bat and be able to do pretty much everything, barring like a couple of things. So yeah, Durdrak's not even doing the
really where
checks.
You want it to be. Like you're grabbing a few extra relics, you're getting a few extra checks in before you head back, just in case you find something crazy like gravity boots or leapstone, and then you get to do all of the fun stuff because now you have Bat. You're going around. You can do a clockwise route. You can do a clockwise route. You can go anywhere you want, basically.
Okay, Yasasuna. That's honestly good enough to beat the entire game with. Obviously, Chrysogrim's better in a lot of regards, but Yasasuna, is close-ish in damage output to, a Vorpal, I want to say. And Vorpal is, good enough to beat the game with, so you can't feel too bad about it. Obviously, your defense is lowered, so you're going to have to be careful in that regard. But starting in second castle, as soon as you kill, a boss or two, you're pretty high level, where the lower defense, kind of doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with Crazy. The Chrysogrim doesn't even matter now because with the way that Durdrak works, he's using a hitbox.
Yep.
And that means that he gets to double hand spam the Yasasuna, which means that it does actually move as fast as a Chrysogrim. It's just a slightly lower damage output.
If I remember correctly, there is a limit, regardless of how fast you mash, to the amount of hitboxes that get produced by the Yasasuna. It's a very strange weapon. There's a lot of weird things with it. And I also honestly disagree with Ren staying in the second castle here. These checks are you know, not
I
necessary.
think this is too much extra.
Yeah, I think this is
too much.
This is too much extra unless his goal now is to try and like spike a library card. But even then, it doesn't really help you that much because you have Bat. Like you can do all of the checks on the left side of the first castle here, which is what Durdrak is doing. You could even go to Outer Wall early if that's really what you're looking for. And Durdrak finds Soul of Wolf, which in this preset does give you all of the wolf movement options, which is only going to help more to benefit Durdrak's movement. In fact, there's a lot of cases for using wolf movement, even though it's technically like suboptimal as far as like speed goes, but it's more useful because it costs less mana in this preset to do wolf movement than it is to do bat movement. So we'll see how Durdrak progresses from here.
Well, especially in those longer hallways, the wolf movement does become optimal for speed because of the, 9 frames per second?
Yes. No, I think it goes all the way up to 12. No, that's Big Toss. Big Toss is 12. No.
Oh,
I had it backwards.
Stopwatch from the Knights there. Nice.
Big Toss is 9 pixels per frame, and Full Wolf is 12 pixels per frame, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time.
That sounds about right.
It's been a long time since I've looked at the chart, but it's something like it. Regardless, it's like 4 times the speed of like backdashing.
Yeah, exactly. Durdrak making quick work of Slogger and Gaiban here. He's doing all of these checks in here. Finds the spike breaker.
Basically so useless.
We know that, like Silver Ring was basically after flight level in logic, but we don't know if it's actually part of the chain.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ren is going all the way to bees?
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
I don't agree with going to bees. Like, I was kind of okay with trio. I was like, okay, he went to trio.
It's like not that far, It's like still relatively close.
Here's what Renantral is hoping for at this particular moment. Right now, he is hoping that he finds Merman statue, gold ring, something insanely like niche that should be the chain.
As soon as you find Bat, that's kind of like the sign that you found the progression in Second Castle IMO. And even if it's not the progression in Second Castle, your movement is going to be so fast in the first castle that likely you'll be able to get 2 Holy Glasses, do all the other checks, and be like, well, I need to go to Second Castle, and still do it more efficiently than the person who's just chilling in Second Castle, like not really progressing at all. So best case scenario for Ren is now Durdrak has to do all the checks that he is doing later on, but Durdrak will have more info on what is or isn't required at this point. For example, most likely scenario is there's like maybe a Vlad or something left in the second castle that Durdrak's going to have to find. Ren might find it at some point, but Durdrak will know, like, by the time he gets to the second castle, he'll know what's missing, essentially, which could limit his search quite a bit more than Ren, who's going to probably stay here maybe a little bit longer, or is he finally bailing?
Is he done? Is he cooked? Okay, he's cooked. He's done. Stick a fork in him. He's ready to go.
Yeah, great. Interesting theory that I saw in chat. Perhaps Ren is throwing to manipulate the Garnet coin market here in chat. Quick, somebody check and see what he bet on. Did he bet on Durdrak? Did he put it all on Durdrak? That's insider trading. That's not allowed.
Hold on. Is he pulling Bruce Willis out of Pulp Fiction move here? Call the police.
Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to mention about the style of play where I brought it up a couple of times before, but when you play to do a lot of item checks, what ends up happening is every item check that you do is it does cost you some amount of time, right? Even if it's 1 second here, half a second there. But the problem is every time you do an item check, the item that you find has to save you at least the amount of time it took you to check that item or more. Otherwise, you're just throwing time away for no reason. Granted, there are a couple of items in the game that once you find them, they save you so much time that it is worth all of the collective time losses you've had up to that point. And Crystagram, in some regards, can be that item, and it looks like it could have been for Ren, but the problem becomes as soon as your opponent finds an equivalent item, like Yasasuna, like we were talking about, or, anything else as far as combat goes, all the time you spent on your item checks becomes pure time loss at that point. Because now this cryptogram is
you're talking like library cards.
Yep.
If it's a seed where you don't have any buffs to MP costs.
Yep.
You're looking at Mana Prism plus Duplicator for bat movement.
Yep.
Those kinds of things. They have to save that much time in order to be able to make it worth it.
And not only that, the way I look at it is, especially in a preset, like all the presets that we have here in this tournament, with the guaranteed enemy drops, anytime you go out of your way for a check, is it worth it compared to, I don't know, we can just kill all the enemies that I find along the way that are convenient, and those themselves are extra item checks as well. So it becomes very difficult to really calculate.
Justify it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the way Dirtjack was running it, because he was even skipping the checks in the attic, which are quote unquote high density of checks. Like there's what, 4 on each side, something like that.
Ooh, speaking of library cards, we found one.
Yeah, so even if Ren went out of his way to find a library card, it's like, okay, you found a library card, but Dirtjack didn't have to go out of his way basically at all to find one. You know, that sort of thing. So also, yeah, this is a interesting decision from Dirtjack to just wing smash back and forth. If you're going to do that, you want to use the wolf to try and like...
Yeah, exactly. So you don't lose height, and
even
it
then,
helps your transformation speeds a little bit.
It can, depending on how you do it. Oftentimes it is still slower than just flying straight up. In that room in particular, if you do multiple upward wing smashes, you can make it faster, but it's a little tricky.
That's right.
Yeah. But
I usually do one way and then two the other way, and it's done in there.
Yeah. But that is the fun part about Randomizer, is like you have these niche collection of movement options. Oh, and we see Echo on layer 0, which does mean that Bat, depending on where they find Jewel of Open, that is, Bat can be the progression item in the second castle.
Fire Bat was vanilla. I'm sorry, guys. I'll go back and remake the seed. We'll start over. It's fine.
Yeah, but like I was saying, the beauty of watching people speedrun the Randomizer is oftentimes there's the overarching goal, like the macro goal of finding relics, killing bosses, etc., etc. But then each individual room, you kind of have these micro decisions of how exactly do I route through this room? Do I use the wolf movement here, or do I stick with Bat? Do I decide to, just fly straight up in bat form, or do I do wing smashes upwards? And like, how much MP do I have left? All of these decisions are the make or break points that decides like the small like push and pull of who's in the lead at any given moment. Obviously, like the greater routing stuff matters too, but like the small stuff can matter a lot too.
That also works with bosses. You have to have a plan for every boss, right? You can't just go in there and be like, I'm going to put my pointy end of my sword into the boss. No, like you need to actually have a tactic for that boss in order to be able to make the top end of these tournaments.
Oh my goodness.
Plans for routing, plans for bosses, yeah, absolutely.
The shop was kind of busted. We saw Vardas, we saw Maulblung Sword, we saw library cards as well. Shop was kind of stacked. And Jewel of Open,
and
obviously.
He had a diamond too when he went in there, so it's like he just went on a shopping spree. It was supermarket sweep,
Black Friday sale,
Nick Arcade. He went all over.
Cyber Monday, Black Friday, whatever's going on. Special Saturday, I don't know. And
now he's using that Yasutsuna to do some backdash canceling here. This is good.
Yes. The other thing, interestingly enough, is the Maulblung Sword being found in the library. You would think, oh, Ren picked up that Alucard shield earlier. That's like the best damage in the game. Yes, but when you have a Yasasuna with 2 Vardas, that's basically just as good. Again, like the combat advantage is completely null at this point for Ren. In fact, I think the Crystogram with double Varda might be better than Alucard Shield and Shield Rod.
It depends on how much damage that Crystogram gets to do, but yeah, you're right.
Wow.
Here we see Dirtjack headed into caves. Nice.
Yeah, he's probably trying to do as many checks as he can alongside going towards Spikebreaker, because at this point Spikebreaker is in logic after Holy Glasses, which makes it a deeper step in the complexity chain than they have available to them. And honestly, you just want to go as deep as you possibly can, go to locations that are locked by the most number of things, regardless of like, even if you're counting complexity or not, those types of decisions matter a lot, because I imagine behind there we're going to find something like either the other ring or Form of Mist or a merman statue, or possibly just the final Vlad relic, depending on where everything else is. So
yeah.
Like, I imagine we're basically guaranteed to see some amount of progression at Spikebreaker. So if you know it's going to be there, you might as well start making your way towards there and doing the convenient checks along the way.
Commentator's curse. I'm calling it now. It's Mist.
Yeah, most likely. I could see Mist being there. It could be a Mist in... Well, honestly, Mist isn't even that bad because Mist is one of the relics that are like... It's like a hard lock. The way I see it.
It despawned in front of Ren. Ren found a card, or either a meal ticket or a card up there, and it despawned because he had too many sprites or too many entities on screen.
That's really unfortunate. Wow. Well, I mean, he's gonna get his refund on whatever that card is, assuming if it is a library card here in a second, assuming he does the pillars checks. But yeah, that's brutal.
Like, somebody needs to clip that because, like, you can just watch it disappear right in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a feels bad moment. Fun fact, that is the reason why those items are single-use items, like hard-coded to be single-use items, because they're the few items in the game that can be randomized, but will only spawn once. Like, they have a despawn limit. And, Form of Mist down here? Interesting. Wait a minute.
So that means the Spikebreaker just became way more important.
Yeah, interesting.
Because Silver Ring has to be part of the chain, I would think. I think Silver Ring might have something that leads to Holy Glasses, and then Spikebreaker location is probably the final whatever. Or it's Merman Statue.
Merman Statue into final, or it's the second ring into final, something like that.
Yeah.
And I imagine, honestly, the Holy Glasses is probably locked behind that Mist location. One of the Mist locked locations. So, as I was saying earlier, finding Mist is always nice because you know that it is something that your opponent can't really skip if the thing that is locked by Mist is required. There's a couple of times where it's happened in some of these races where someone will try and rush as deep as they possibly can into the seed's complexity, trying to go towards Spikebreaker because it's the easiest one to do out of logic. But in doing so, they only end up finding something like, I don't know, Spikebreaker itself, or something that ends up not being required at all. Or another thing that happens is players will use a relic that they find from the second castle start and assume, okay, this is part of the complexity chain. Let me follow this. And it's like Mist or something. And then they do the Mist checks and they find Echo of that. And it's like, well, this wasn't required at all. Like, the seed thinks it's required, but actually there's so many ways to get to Spikebreaker without Echo that it was a waste of time to follow this.
Yeah, so, like, you can say that a seed is, X complexity, right? Like, we encountered an adventure all the time. If you ever played the adventure preset, like, things being locked behind Holy Symbol because Holy Symbol was in the chain somewhere, towards the end, and you'd find Final Vlad on your way to something else, and you're just like, oh, well, this could just be Final Vlad here.
Yep. Yep. The randomizer basically being the intended solution to the randomizer complexity being baby mode means that anybody who has a amount of experience being able to do these out of logic checks gets the chance to see things out of logic, but also has the chance to like kind of confuse themselves by doing so, or waste time in a weird way. So it all comes down to, like, at the end of the day, movement, routing efficiency, getting a little lucky along the way. And like we said, Dirtjack is going out of his way right away. Did a couple of checks.
Gold ring. Yeah. Yuck.
Goes towards the Spikebreaker location. It being gold ring, honestly, is kind of to be expected, and also not that bad for Dirtjack, because I believe Dirtjack has yet to do the Allrocks checks. And
correct.
I guess Dirtjack did do gravity boots, but not Allrocks yet. So you can route that in later if you need to. And at this point, everything is in logic for Silver Ring. So I think you still want to do that because you're not going to get baited by something ridiculous like finding Spikebreaker there or whatever, or something that's technically useless.
Right.
And it can't be Holy Glasses because that location requires Bat in logic, and Bat was in second castle. So most likely it's either Final Vlad or it's Merman Statue into Final Vlad.
Yeah.
Which both options are honestly not that bad.
That's the only two options available, really.
Yep. Yeah, and most likely either Soul of Bat or Silver Ring is going to be Glasses, or it's Merman into Glasses into second castle into shenanigans, final blood, etc., etc.
The other option that we're not counting for is that Holy Glasses is the intended final piece where all of the Vlads are random. Because that is possible.
Yeah,
it's rare.
I don't know if it's possible in this particular seed because we've already
not
seen...
in this seed. No, because Holy Glasses was part of the chain. I forgot. My bad.
Yeah, I think it has to be. I'm pretty sure it has to be because we saw Jewel of Open on layer 0. Actually, we don't know Intended Flight yet. Is Intended Flight Mist plus Power of Mist, actually? Oh,
I think so.
Okay, so if Intended Flight is Jewel of Open into Mist... I don't know where they found Power of Mist, though. That might have been flight locked, actually.
Even so, Soul Bat, it gets you to the Gold Ring, which means that whatever's behind Gold Ring has to be the highest point in at least a branch, if not the main chain.
Okay, that's probably just a random Vlad, if I had to guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Power of Mist was at Fairy Card, which means that Silver Ring... Hold on. Silver Ring could be just like Leapstone, and Gravity Boots is like still out there somewhere. Actually, yeah, Gravity Boots could be
layer 0.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Could be Spirit Orb. No, Spirit Orb was Heart. Never mind.
It could be a Holy Symbol, which actually Ren is going out of his way to do right now. I think Holy Symbol at this point, or Grand Floon, because those are the two checks that Durdrak hasn't done yet that are just Jewel of Open locked and like Jewel and Mist, I guess. Actually, Grand Floon's not in Logic with just Jewel and Mist, I think.
No, you would need more than Mist with Jewel to get to
this was Gravity Boots. Okay, so it was layer 0. So the first step was Jewel of Open into Mist plus Gravity Boots into Power of Mist that was locked by Gravity Boots into any flight location at this point. So the remaining flight locations, one of which is likely just going to be glasses, if I had to guess, which would be the next step.
Spikebreaker was also behind Gravity Boots, though. So, got to keep that in mind.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it could be Spikebreaker into Silver Ring as glasses, into Bat, into go back to get both rings into Final Vlad. So yeah, Durdrak's about to find
mentioning that Ren's transformation changes are insane. Both of these players have demonstrated absolutely immaculate transformation control, like doing Soul of Wolf or full Wolf charge changes into Bat to maintain the momentum. All of that. It's the movement.
Yes. So, I mean, this is the reason we keep coming back. SotN's a great game, but the movement, it's just chef's kiss, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's so funny because, casual players really shit on the movement a lot after their first playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, well, it felt clunky compared to the later games and that kind of thing. And it's like, yes, but if you paid attention to how speedrunners move in this game, it's addictive as hell.
It's the classic of, mermaid statue here. Well, that's going to lead to Final Vlad most likely. But the problem with that is it's taking you further away from those All Rocks checks. And I'm pretty sure glasses is going to be its Silver Ring. So either you go and just do that real quick and then come back. I don't think Durdrak's used the library.
He does have that center teleporter, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't think he doesn't. I don't think he's used the library card yet. So maybe your plan is you go to Spikebreaker and then library card from there. Go from the library to Mermaid. Or you do it the other way. Actually, this is probably better. Yeah. You do this check now and then you library card at the end of... the Mermaid statue check or Holy Symbol check, maybe, or you save the library card. I don't know. It's a tough call. At this point, you're probably getting.
He's got more of them. It doesn't matter.
That is true. Yeah, I was gonna say like whether you use the library card or not just depends on like raw time save, and I think it's slightly faster.
Ren trying to go for the backup strats here to do a blind bat.
Yeah.
Successfully recovers. Does he make it out? Yes, he does.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say about casuals and movement. There are a lot of games that I've learned over the course of being just a gamer aficionado, speedrun aficionado. Very rarely do games have like amazing movement for casuals and for speedrunners. Usually it's one or the other, where movement gets completely trivialized once you become a speedrunner, and all of the fun movement that you have as a casual goes away. Or it feels clunky and weird as a casual, and then you realize, oh, actually, I can cancel this animation into this thing, which then there's also advanced tech where I can do, this out of, not even like a glitch necessarily, but like, just like exploits, different movement exploits. Super Metroid is a great example of that. That's a game that everybody says has super clunky movement, and it's like, I mean, you're not wrong, but like, have you seen speedrunners move in that game? Shit's buttery smooth.
Yes. I was actually about to bring up Super Metroid. There's the final Vlad hanging out at the Holy Symbol check. So now he just needs to head over to Silver Ring, get his glasses on, and head back to the second castle.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Super Metroid is one of those games where it's like, you see a speedrunner move through it, and then you try to go play it as a casual, which that was me, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what button do?
Yep. Yeah, Symphony of the Night doesn't have a movement system nearly as in-depth as Super Metroid, but there is a lot of those little small nuances that honestly really only come up in randomizers. Regular speedruns of the game are pretty... like all of the
vanilla.
Like a lot of the like weird niche advanced tech doesn't come up nearly as much. Things like double jump cancels where you're like untransforming against the ceiling to retain double jumps. Like that really is like a randomizer only tech at this point. Stuff like that.
Yeah, because like, okay, think about it this way. Our randomizer, it incorporates a lot of the sequence breaks that came out of things like low percent wolf, low percent mist, those kinds of things. And, you don't get to see that outside of those very niche speedruns, which nobody does, or randomizer.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, at this point, it is going to come down to where the final Vlad is. Durdrak has a pretty sizable lead. Ren did a lot of extra checks. He did Grand Falloon, which ended up being nothing. He did do the holy... merman statue check, but it was only gravity boots, which will save him some amount of time. Don't get me wrong, but will it be enough time to make up for all the other checks that he did, all the stuff he did in Second Castle, for example? So essentially, the later the final Vlad is in the seed, the more it can benefit Ren, but it's going to require him to be able to go there quicker than Durdrak, just as far as like maybe skipping a few things on the way, as well as it needs to be late enough in the seed where the gravity boots actually have enough time to make up for the fact that Durdrak doesn't have them. So long story short, it's looking kind of rough for Ren, honestly. And Leapstone is going to help as well.
Leapstone.
Yeah, that's going to only help
what
Durdrak.
What a beautiful. Yeah.
And like nobody skips all rocks here. Like if you're on your way to Silver Ring, you're going this way anyways.
Yep. It's so funny because, there are entire speedruns, including any percent, that just, they skip Leapstone altogether, but I will say that there's nothing more satisfying than a dive bat.
There was a period of time where any percent did get Leapstone, not only because it saved a bunch of time, but it was also required for the previous versions of Relic Skip back in the day. And when they were initially rerouting any percent once reverse shift lines were found, a lot of people still picked up Leapstone just for the comfort and like, oh, it's right there. It's right next to the second castle. It maybe takes, 5 seconds, 10 seconds to grab. And then you use the Leapstone to save that time.
Yeah, but then you have to think about how to shave time out of it. And, well, okay, Leapstone isn't that necessary.
In any percent specifically, I think it only loses you maybe like 10 seconds at most if you were to go out of your way to get it. Because what ended up happening is a lot of the rooms that used Leapstone to try and... for movement optimizations, eventually we later found out that like actually... just using wing smashes the entire time turns out to be really, really fast if you plan for each individual wing smash to get the max amount of value out of it, which just took time and, things evolved over time. But in the early days of speedrunning this game, Leapstone was king, for sure. Like, Gravity Boots was way too far out of the way, unless you were doing a, like, all bosses or, like, a glitchless run where you were going to be next to it anyways. But for any percent, it's like, nah, there's no reason to go out of your way for it.
Oh, and he misses it? No.
Yeah, it feels bad going for the skip and missing it. But when you hit the Maria skip, oh man, it feels like you're the fastest man alive at that point.
Yeah, because you could go, bye, bitch, and then you're out.
It's like, why would I? Because what do we have to talk about? You're going to tell me that Richter is actually a good guy? I'm already past that point, Maria.
She also tells you that you're strong, which could be misinterpreted as her saying that you smell bad.
True, yeah.
I wouldn't want to stick around for that.
This is interesting for Durjak. From his perspective, he has skipped Granfaloon and he has skipped Merman statue. He has one relic remaining. He's done a couple of checks in second castle. So he's missing, I think, he's already done Creature. He's done Darkwing Bat. He's done Medusa. He's done Akmadon. So from his perspective, it's Creature, Beelzebub, Trio. Right? Hold on. It's
it's basically the top half of the second castle.
Yeah. Essentially. So we will see. We will see.
I think the math is in Deirdrek's favor here. If he chooses to go left side, I do not blame him at all. Like, just leaving Trio and Bees behind.
I don't think he will because he spawned on that side, and I don't think he grabbed the warp, is the thing. If he grabbed the warp, it would maybe make more sense. And if you were to go left side, I guess you would... Actually, no, you would just go from the center warp here. Yeah, you would just go towards caverns, reverse caverns from here. But he doesn't have gravity boots. So it feels kind of bad to go that way. Maybe you're hoping to grab gravity boots on the way, maybe, if you do have to go that far. I don't know. I imagine Durjak is going to do, especially with Jewel of Open, he's going to go, Trio into
Bees.
And he's probably going to do Modified, right? He's going to go all the way to Reverse Caverns from Reverse Castle Entrance.
It's not a bad way to go. Also considering that he has Bat, like, the movement is, quote-unquote, free. I
think without gravity boots, it ends up being quite a bit better. Because you're spending all of the, like, upward sections, like, essentially wing smashing for most of them. Because you're doing the chapel stairs to gain height. Which is nice. Versus, just flying straight up in bat form through the hallway. Ooh, Durjak does want to...
I was like, where is he going? And then I looked at his MP bar. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
He might have just barely had enough to make it through the stair room, depending on, honestly, the total amount of MP he has. Let me see a wing smash. He might have barely been able to make it, but honestly, I respect this decision. Now, if he stops for the save room again afterwards, then it's like, okay, well, it's not like the wrong play, but it does feel bad. Never mind. He would not have been able to, no. Now that I'm looking at his MP bar going down, he wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah. He's had some pretty bad rolls this seed, unfortunately. Somebody tried to bring that up the other day. They were like, what if you could fix all of the rolls for all of the stats in the randomizer? And I was like, why would I do that?
Yeah, it honestly doesn't matter. Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, theoretically, it's quote-unquote more fair to do so. But I feel like you would add too many, like, knock-on weird effects where it's like... Especially if you fix them to always be the best possible rolls, then it's like we would be so overpowered, I feel like. The difference between like average rolls and best rolls all the time is pretty ridiculous. I don't think people realize.
Well, I imagine Mott says that it was Mouse who asked if anyone had thought about it, and I said, no, we're not going to do that. This is a randomizer one. And like the only reason I think that he would even bring it up is because somebody probably asked him at some point.
Oh, here we go. Actually, because it's a randomizer, what if we made the stat level ups even more random?
Oh, that's
just increase the range.
In Chaos. In Chaos, it literally randomized your stats every level.
Oh, there you go.
Like just completely
re-roll. Yeah, you're right. That's even better. It's like, damn it, level 37, my stats are crap.
My strength is 0. Why?
Oh, but here you go. The amount of experience you need for the next level is also randomized, but the amount of experience the enemy gives is random. Oh no!
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now we're cooking.
Every single frame it randomizes to a different location until you eventually just roll Dracula, and then you win. We figured it out. The perfect randomizer.
The experience randomizer. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Durjak is doing that modified right, using the leap stone the way that we used to back in the day, which is you would fly up a little bit in bat form, untransform, do a double jump, retransform, It ends up being slightly more efficient. Also using some dive kicks to gain some height. You like to see it. Ooh, but Ren, on the other hand, hits the Maria skip. I think that alone means that he wins by default.
Yeah. Like, we're just going to go ahead and hand him the trophy. Good job, Deirdre. Way to go. Congrats on second place.
Oh, man. Yeah, at this point, I mean, I think are pretty much even on progression at this point. Deirdre's already in reverse caverns. Even if Ren tried to, like, make up time by beelining it directly to where Deirdre is, he wouldn't catch up. Like, I think this is, barring a huge oopsie from Deirdre, kind of over.
Yeah, like, he's so far out ahead because Renantral decided to stick around too long in second castle, unfortunately.
Like, there would have to be a brainworm that enters Deirdre's head and convinces him that he needs to go back to the first castle to specifically do, I guess, the merman statue check, and that's it, or whatever. Like,
I thought
you left
you were
one
going to
behind.
say that a brainworm enters his head and convinces them that he needs to become the head of the Food and Drug Administration for the current administration.
That would be after checking merman statue for sure. That's step 2. Step 1, check merman statue. Step 2, run for office.
Which flavor of brainworm? The cherry lime one. It's the green and the red. They add it to the milkshake after they're done putting cookies all over it. It's great.
It's pretty good. Yeah, at this point, Ren is actually, I guess he gets to catch up a little bit because he's here at reverse entrance. But again, like, Deirdre's still ahead. And there is the Rib of Light. It's always Force of Echo. Always Force of Echo.
Well, you know, I always consider it a win when I get a boner, so.
It is true. 40 minutes finally in go mode. Honestly, relatively quick, I want to say, for Chimera. Chimera has the potential to be quick, but also, you never know. It is an 8 complexity seed with a lot of potential bait and whatnot. Finding Bat early obviously helped. But I'm trying to think, as far as the routing goes, both players, funny enough, did end up doing a lot of the same stuff. I think just Deirdre deciding to go to the first castle a little bit earlier paid off. And ultimately, I think he skipped 1 or 2 checks over Ren, which does help quite a bit.
I mean, Ren did a great job of catching up. Like, considering how long he spent in second castle that he didn't need to be there, spending, being where he is now, he spent a lot of energy catching up.
Yeah.
So there is a demonstration of just raw skill there for sure. Yeah.
Speaking of where he is now, he's going the wrong way. He obviously doesn't know that, but every location at this point equally likely from his perspective. But yeah, Deirdre waiting for the clock statue to open. If it was Galmoth, Ren could have won? No, absolutely not. Because Deirdre would be on his way right now and would have been going that direction before Ren even had the opportunity to get to the reverse caverns.
That's right.
No, Deirdre was so in the lead, he was able to do both Doppelganger and Force of Echo before Ren even got a chance to try and skip deeper into the second castle by doing Death Galmoth. It would have been closer, but...
Also, to that point, Ren is abandoning Galamoth.
Also that too, yeah. So you get double-owned chatter. Lamau.
Gosh, learn to predict the future.
Yeah, seriously, what the hell, man? How dare you give your opinion in the chat box, which is what it was designed for or whatever, I guess. Why are you chatting in my chat room? Get out. Yeah, checkmate atheist, etc., etc. It's scientifically impossible to die to Dracula. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, Deirdre would have to have, again, brainworms. The brainworms would have to take over. And they would specifically have to take over pretty soon.
Like, you'd have to have brainworms. Russian trolls would have to control his social media presence.
Yep.
You know,
very true, very true. Thing. Betting it all is going to pay off. Yeah. We had a minimum of 3 matches, so choosing to go all in on the first one, maybe doesn't 100% go your way in this regard, unless you went all in on Deirdre. But GG's. Let's go ahead and hop in and see how the players are feeling and see what preset we're doing next.
Nice.
You and Death, yeah. I didn't want to.
Yo, GG's.
Oh, shit.
Jeez. Jeez.
Alrighty, let's see here. There are no bans in best of 5 here. So, Ren, what do you feel like playing for the counter pick here?
Rampage.
Rampage.
What the?
Huge surprise. Huge surprise.
I thought he was hella picking recycler.
He's trying to test to see if you can keep the undefeated Rampage streak going. That's what it is.
This is now a war of attrition.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start that race now. Feel free to join it. Also, feel free to take 5 minutes, do what you got to do, grab some water, stretch, and we'll be right back when you guys are ready.
Okay.
Alrighty, chat. You heard them. We're going to be back in just a little bit. If you're watching this on YouTube, you won't see a break at all because the next race will be starting right now. Alrighty, we've got race number 2. Let's go ahead and start that countdown for these players. How are you feeling about Rampage for the counter pick for Ren?
I think that this is a very strong counter pick for Ren because Deirdre has horrible luck in Rampage. He always ends up getting like things in the wrong order or
Ooh, library card to start. That feels pretty nice. And I think that's a Tulkas as well as their starting weapon. Not bad, not bad.
I love Tulkas as an opening weapon. It's a beautiful thing.
And they find Echo immediately behind Galamoth. And funny enough, starting with Tulkas, Galamoth is 100% like open season right now for the kill. I would do it. This is a preset where all bosses are required, and honestly, you're not going to get much better damage now. And Ren, on the other hand, he's going to have to backtrack to kill this guy later. So I would honestly kill the boss and then send it if you're going to send it. Since it is an all bosses required preset.
Yeah.
But
I think that this is the wisest maneuver, except for Ren. Ren jumping into first castle. I can't agree with that. I would still kill Galamoth first. You don't have
the
to make
backtrack
the
is going to
trek
be rough.
all the way back out here now.
Yeah, the backtrack is going to be honestly pretty rough. I will say,
Ooh,
Deirdre's going.
Beautiful setup. What is he do? Oh my god!
The problem is he has to be careful not to fall off the ledge. That's what I'm worried about. This does do more damage, but he has to be very careful to not also mess it up that way. Yeah. So now Ren's not looking too silly for doing this.
Yeah, honestly.
That's what I was going to bring up is Tulkas is good damage-wise. The problem is the range, and I think Deirdre was going for the right play, but the execution is tough, and I think he's going to run it back maybe, or maybe he's going to do a couple of checks to see if he can get a better weapon. That's honestly not a terrible idea either. Like while you're here,
those fireballs out there. Yeah, let's go.
The downside, however, is Rampage has the guaranteed drops, but it's the type of guaranteed drops where it guarantees that something will drop, whether it's heart, money, etc. But it's not guaranteed to be a weapon.
He finds a sword, and it's Mablung.
Okay, that's good enough. Honestly, yeah, I would backtrack and just use Mablung and jump slash because even the execution on the jump slash is not as bad.
Yeah, and it has that really good hitbox, so you get those chances to double hit.
Yeah,
this is a perfect find out here.
Yeah, diamond plate, whatever, it's fine. So yeah, meanwhile, Ren is making progression in the first castle, which it can be real progression, don't get me wrong. In fact, I think the optimal play is still to library card after killing Galamoth. Maybe if you want to greed a little bit longer, you kill Death and get the warp, but this is a all warps open preset, so that doesn't even matter actually now that I think about it.
Yeah, like, no, you kill Galamoth, and while he's dying, you just leave. Because it counts the time attack at the point he is at 0 hit points, not when his death animation finishes.
Yeah. Deirdre not going for the jump slashes. I don't blame him. It's technically more efficient, but it's not... it feels scary for sure. And I didn't see the name of that enemy there. Ooh, what was... Do you happen to... Did you catch the name of the enemy for the sword card?
I did not.
Surely someone in chat saw it.
He grabbed that card,
he checked
he
it real
opened
fast.
the menu, and he flashed us, and then he left.
Yeah. Blue Raven, according to chat. Okay.
Okay.
Understandable. Yeah, that's not a terrible one. Ultimately, the way that Rampage works is you want to route in the enemies as best you can, but it really does come down to when you find the cards and where those cards happen to be. So you never really know. But Blue Raven's one of those where it's like, okay, there's a couple different ways that I can go about grabbing that. I don't agree with using the fire sword versus the gremlins here, but
yeah,
you know,
they do resist fire, so they take half damage from it at there.
Honestly, I would have just kept the Tulkas on. I mean, like, I don't know. Tulkas obviously has range
Tulkas
issues.
does
but...
so much damage,
Yeah,
and it has
good.
like such utility.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, Durdrak is still fighting Galamoth, unfortunately. So now we're getting to the point where maybe the backtrack will be more efficient depending on which weapons you end up finding, but mostly because of the reset, I think.
Yeah, I think the reset is going to play a huge part in it, but either way, I think that I don't know, like the trek out to get to Galamoth is still huge.
It's pretty rough, and on top of that, it's like inefficient as well because you have to go towards Galamoth and then backtrack somewhere else. Versus Durdrak can do the same thing where he warps to the Mind's Warp, but instead just go fight Death immediately. So it will be more efficient that way. And also, he's going to have a ton of levels under his belt. So
you get 19 levels from level 1.
Yeah, I was going to say,
just off of Galamoth.
If some amount of like... Ooh, he's not library carding, though. Uh-oh.
I think that this is a kind of a mistake here.
I think the problem is maybe he tunnel visioned on killing Galamoth and he wants to get more value out of the second castle, perhaps. But the way I see it is you found Echo here, which kind of clues you in what the Seed wants. The Seed wants you to go check Spikebreaker at some point, most likely.
And of all people, Durdrak is the man to visit Spikebreaker with a toothpick and a nail clipper.
Yeah,
like,
he's able to do it with basically no resources. In fact, he can do it with no other resources other than like Leapstone if he needs to.
Spikebreaker MacGyver, that's what we call him.
But
and he finds a stone sword to deal with Doppelganger. This is good.
Yeah, not bad. Durdrak also with the Maulblanc sword, any shield that he finds that has a usable shield spell, all of a sudden, pretty high value for him.
Do we do a soul steal here? No. Okay.
The other thing is, technically, Echo doesn't have to be the progression relic in the second castle. In fact, there doesn't need to be any progression relics in the second castle, technically. But there's also a chance that there's something else in the second castle worth looking for. So at this point, Durdrak is not necessarily doing what I would consider the 100% most efficient route, but it still can pay off. Like, there is the world where I think what ended up... We talked about it in Durdrak's match versus Advent, where the idea of staying in the second castle feels bad, but what feels even worse is having to backtrack through certain sections of the game to go kill an enemy that you wouldn't have to do otherwise, which I think also leads credence towards not staying in second castle. You want to... I don't know. It's tough to say. It just depends on where you find the familiar cards, I guess.
Now, we saw Durdrak, he picked up 2 Kingstones off of the plants in the
that helps a lot,
cave there. So he is going to go ahead and kill Death. I wonder if he's just going to grab that warp and then teleport out of here with the library card after killing Death. You get 2 relic checks, you get all of the levels from that, and you get 2 of your bosses down for your alternative goals. So
he might honestly use the warp and go somewhere else as well, since all warps are open.
Oh, that's true.
But
oh no, he's just walking out.
I imagine since you're here, you're thinking to yourself, well, I need to kill the bosses. I'm pretty close to Doppelganger, but rib card is Sniper of Goth. Okay,
I mean, this is the highest density of relics in second castle, right? Like, no questions asked. Let's just knock it all out.
Yeah, I don't know what the play is. We were talking about it on comms last round, me and Crazy, talking about how much time should you spend in the second castle before it's like, okay, you've been here too long. Generally, it's anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes at most, and Durdrak is honestly kind of using up a lot of that time, so it is possible that it could be a DOP 40 into Force of Echo into library card situation. I wouldn't hate that. 2 more checks done and a boss out of the way as well. And Force of Echo is like kind of awkward to get to, and then on the way out, like you don't have to worry about backtracking out of there.
Exactly.
And honestly, Ren hasn't really found progression yet on layer 0, I want to say. So
I love it.
Oh yeah, Stone Sword's fantastic.
And then he used the special on the Fist of Tolkis just...
Oh yeah. Frigging time freeze into Oro, Oro, Oro.
Yeah, exactly. Zawarudo.
And yeah, again, Ren finds nothing. This is looking like maybe Mermaid Statue is the progression relic.
Oh, Leapstone!
Oh,
this is such a good find!
That alone, I think, helps Durdrak a lot here because this opens up so many more options for him. Worst case scenario for Ren, honestly, is that the layer 0 progression relic is like gravity boots. Because then that gives Dirttrack immediate flight where Ren has to go find a transformation or something.
Yeah.
So, like I said earlier, there was no guarantee that there was anything else useful in Second Castle, but Dirttrack does spike the Leapstone, which has the potential to be huge. Granted, it doesn't necessarily give Dirttrack the advantage yet. It depends on what Ren finds and where he finds it. Again, nothing at entrance, so yeah, he's going to go all the way back now to Merman Statue. Merman Statue is the layer 0 check for progress here.
If he has a library card, I don't disagree with this at all. I absolutely love going to Merman Statue and then just being like, deuces.
No, what? Dirttrack didn't library card. He's staying for even longer. What more do you want? Oh no,
What does it mean? Double rainbow.
I mean, he has a Garnet. Oh, the shop could be good. You don't know. You haven't been yet. This is scary.
I'm telling you right now, Renan takes this one, 100%.
It's
Just
the longer he stays in the second castle, the less efficient I feel like this route feels. He has 2 library cards. 2.
Somebody go feed Dirttrack a Snickers. He's not himself while he's hungry.
Because, like, where are you going now? Are you going to go to freaking Creature? Ain't no way, bro.
Yeah, like, he has to, right? Like,
that
the
or
only
towards
way that
the
I see this
center?
end. Oh, no. Look, it's no.
Okay. Again, this is a perfect scenario where Leapstone completely eliminates the need for Jewel of Open right now. Because Jewel of Open Layer 0 in a All Warps Open preset only opens up, like, the couple of Caverns checks that you can do. It opens up Scylla and... Actually, it's just Scylla.
Yeah, it's just Scylla. Just Scylla.
And, like, you can just do that with going to the Mines Warp and then double jumping up past the Breakable Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So this would have been a huge
Leapstone
play.
also opens up, like, if you start with Leapstone in these presets, in these All Warps Open presets, the only 2 things, it's Scylla and Granfalloon. That's it. Meanwhile, Renan knows that he has to head over to Scylla.
And more, I mean, it's guaranteed to be something. Honestly, at this point, it's looking like it might be like Ring into Bat, I guess, or it could just be No, it can't just be Mist on its own. It has to be maybe Gravity Boots, maybe Merman Statue into Gravity Boots.
Oh no, and he got knocked away. Okay, good, he made it back.
Yep, it was able to do the land cancel fast enough to deal with the shenanigans here, and gets a card for it. That could matter, and it's Fire Demon.
Ooh.
Okay, well. Ideally, if you're staying in the second castle, what you want the cards to be are enemies that are only available in the first castle. Because the alternative is that your opponent finds that card and is like, damn it, I have to backtrack to the first castle now. Where alternatively, once Ren finds that card, he can just go down to the warp, go towards reverse alchemy lab. Yeah. Reverse entrance, go towards necromancy lab, and then just, get the thing on the way to the end of the game. So...
I must say, though, Fire Demon, my 3rd favorite enemy in the game.
Oh, it's, really cool enemy. Also, one of the ones that just doesn't come up super often. I feel like it's a very easy to forget enemy. There's only, 2 rooms in the game where they can show up.
And he was, he's barely used in the rest of the Castlevania games, too.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Does he show up in another Castlevania game, actually?
I think he shows up in one of the Sorrows. Or in Portrait.
Maybe Portrait, but I don't think the Sorrow games. It's been a while since I've looked at every enemy in those games, though. Because I know SotN does have a couple of unused enemies in other places. Oh, another card, and it's Lion. Easy to get to with reverse library cards, so honestly, both of those finds, not the greatest for Dirttrack, to be honest. The only downside is likely...
Lament of Innocence, I think, Almighty Slime is saying.
Oh, okay. I could see that. Yeah, that's one where I haven't played Lament of Innocence in 4 years or something like that. And to be honest, I did a pretty casual playthrough.
Here's what I don't understand, and this is going to be my little mini rant for this tiny series. I don't understand the necessity for the word "of" in every single Castlevania title. Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Harmony of Despair, Portrait of Ruin.
Weirdly
Like,
enough,
they just put of in every single.
Ooh, Soul of Bat found. So yeah, that is it basically kind of had to be Soul of Bat or Gravity Boots. I think those were the only two options available. So that's that's a good find for Ren. But Durdrak does have access to that check relatively early. I don't know if he's going to go out of his way for it. He's more likely going to do Spike Breaker first, to be honest. Soul of Wolf, decent find as well. A transformation is always nice.
Yeah, but it's not going to be near as fast as Soul of Bat. I think that the longer that Drax spends in this castle, he is just throwing and throwing and throwing harder. He's trying to become a pitcher in the MLB at this point.
I mean, sometimes you throw hard enough that you strike the other guy out. I think that's the idea. But yeah, no, this is looking really strong for Ren. Again, early Soul of Bat just gives you better. All of this movement that Durdrak is doing, Ren is going to be able to do later better. And because of the way that the familiar cards were just happened to be, like the enemies associated with them, so far, none of the ones that Durdrak has found are going to be a problem for Ren later. And the ones that Ren found are also fine. And another Vorpal Blade. I mean, you already got one, but, not bad, not bad. Yeah, I don't know. To cap off your of discussion, I'm pretty sure it's just because Symphony of the Night was the successful one. Because I'm pretty sure if Castlevania 64 ended up being the successful game, we'd be on Castlevania probably like, what, 72 by now?
Right.
They would just keep adding one every time. That's all familiar cards done, huh? Oh.
Oh no.
That means second castle is final step. I think. In fact, yes, that guarantees that the second castle is the final step, I'm pretty sure. Because Ren hasn't done any out of logic checks.
What is Durdrak gonna do here though?
Oh,
like,
no.
I don't think he has a way to recover from this.
Pretty unfortunate loadout, I would say. On the right side, Durdrak can full clear second castle, and Ren's going to take a while to get there, most likely, because it's the final step. But maybe not, actually. I don't know. This is a weird one.
So Suna did bring up a good point. We had Rondo of Blood before we had Symphony of the Night, so...
yeah, I guess you're right. Something.
It all started with Rondo of Blood. Everything relates back to Castlevania 3.
Castlevania of 3?
Yes. Castlevania of the 3rd.
Something like that. I still need to play Castlevania.
It always bothers me when I find somebody who is named, like, Jimothy John the Third, because like there had to be two people prior to that who were like, my name is so good, I'm gonna give it to my son.
Of course. You gotta keep them to the family name or something. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to die, so my name can live on in my child. I see my child as only a vessel for continuing my legacy, I guess.
Ralph Belmont the 7th.
Join me in remaking this world type beat, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. He's fisting Sypha.
I mean, we would all be so lucky. Gotta finish off Trevor first. Fair is fair.
I mean, Trevor's
equal opportunity after all.
Yeah, like he's a bit of a cop blocker, so you got to get rid of him.
So Ren is going out his way for Spike Breaker now. This is probably trash. In fact, I guarantee it's trash. Yep. So before that was looking like the final step. Ren now knows that that's not the final step, which means he knows that there's more in the second castle progression-wise than Echo. Granted, he doesn't know that the final step is just familiar cards.
Yeah. And we're still he doesn't know that the rest of the final step is familiar cards that take you all over the second castle where you already are.
Yeah, that is not great. Again, just one of those familiar cards being something awkward in the first castle would help Durdrak immensely. because it would just slow Ren down. Granted, it also depends on how many library cards Ren finds, because then he could easily just like warp back to first castle, get the check, warp back to second castle using library cards, but still.
And he's going all the way over here. He's probably going to kill bees and the fire demon at the same time.
Yes, most likely. Yeah. What was the other enemy again in second castle that needs to be killed? It was fire demon and
It was in Forbidden Library.
a lion. It was a lion. Yeah. Which honestly, Dirtdrack will just kill when he reverse library cards back to second castle to beat the game, most likely.
Right.
But yeah.
This is already so far tipped into Renon's favor.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, Crazy thinks that Dirtdrack's in a good spot. I honestly, yes, if you only look at like number of bosses killed, but as soon as Dirtdrack gets the second castle, unless he is able to find Soul of Bat relatively quickly, quicker than Ren was able to find Soul of Bat, he immediately becomes behind again. So
yeah,
it comes down to, can Dirtdrack capitalize on the fact that he has Leapstone and Wolf and other movement options?
He didn't even kill Fire Demon. He left.
I'm interested in
Honestly, that's a little rough. Granted, the open warps make it not too terrible that he can go do that. But it is less efficient than doing it now. 100%. It's less efficient than doing it now.
Fire Demon is like what, 3 rooms in minimum from any direction?
No, 100% it's less efficient than doing it right this second, but I think this decision only loses him at most a minute. So it's like technically inefficient, but not the end of the world. And okay, hold on. Gravity Boots at that location is actually very useful for Dirtdrack because he's about to find it in like 2 seconds. So he gets out of Logic Flight anyways, early, which is nice, actually. Granted, Soul of Bat is still better movement, but it's, he's not screwed, is what I'm saying. So in a way, actually...
Yeah, but okay, if he gets out of Logic Flight here, how long is it before he actually checks
Caverns?
The location where Soul of Bat is? You know what I mean?
That is a good question. Just whenever he decides to do Caverns, which is pretty late, if I had to guess.
I think that this
Dirtdrack,
is still
you have Leapstone. What are you doing? He dive kicked off the book and then didn't double jump. What?
Oh my god.
What? He's leaving! Brother, you have Leapstone!
Oh my god.
What? It's on your tracker! It's on your screen! The second castle broke his brain.
Right now.
The second castle broke his brain.
I feel like I'm watching both It's Always Sunny and Keeping Up with the Kardashians at the same time. I can't understand what's going on, and I'm sad.
He just forgot. He forgot he had Leapstone, even though he double jumped after, but canceled it immediately by transforming into Wolf. Like he pressed the jump button and saw he should have seen the double jump animation.
Like, did Dirtdrack come into second round like it's a shot put? Is that why he's throwing so hard?
Oh my god. What was there? Oh, it's only Gravity Boots. The thing that lets him fly.
Up and down, fast.
Oh my god.
Quickly.
He's going to the mines at least, but he's going to beeline it to Spikebreaker because he thinks that that's the final familiar card.
And he's going to find Holy Symbol.
Yep.
One of the best relics in the game, by the way, if you have full Wolf and it's a Lichen Seed. And
it hurts. Oh, never mind. He's just doing the check and leaving. Never mind.
Okay.
But there's,
We're good.
it's just, I don't know, man. That's such a huge throw. Like, what's the plan? Where are you going? Castle entrance, I guess? Just to do, he's doing the quick layer 0 checks, I guess. I don't know. Oh, that's.
Dirtdrack is definitely pulling a Wile E. Coyote, like at the end of the cartoon. He's just like, I give up. I'm done. I'm out.
Honestly, I was in the middle of saying how specifically Gravity Boots being there is Dirtdrack's way to catch up because he'll have flight way earlier than Ren did at that point in the second castle, and then he's just throwing it all away. All of this would be time where he would have flight where Ren technically wouldn't have had flight at this point if you consider their like first castle splits as like separate from their second castle splits. But yeah, now Dirtdrack is just because he would be able to full clear Castle Keep at this point, which would be more efficient than Ren doing it. Because Ren had to backtrack for this, and now Durdrak's going to have to backtrack for this.
Yeah, like this is upsetting, to say the least. This isn't going to do anything!
Oh my god, at least he gets the flea ladder. You know what? It was swag. We give it to him. In a way, unironically, that flea ladder does help a little bit, because when it means he can delay the second or the keep backtrack a little bit longer. Oh no, but you want to. I guess you want to do keep when you have glasses anyways, so that way you can combine the Richter fight with your keep backtrack. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Well, yeah. Now Durdrak is just he's just doing everything that Ren did, but slower. Or later, I should say, not necessarily slower, but later. Where now Ren is going to do everything that
around like Idris Elba and John Cena. He does everything I do, but better.
Because Ren is going to be in the second castle, and he's going to full clear second castle way faster than Durdrak did because he has bat. Durdrak did the entirety of the second castle with just backdashes. There's no world where Ren's route is slower now. The only way Ren's route is slower is if Durdrak takes advantage of the relics that he got in second castle, which he's just not doing.
In any capacity, he's not taking advantage of them at all.
In worst part about all of this is Durdrak technically got the wolf jump. He just needed to do some very obscure tech, which is when you untransform from wolf, if you hold the shield button whilst untransforming and hold forward, you move forward by a pixel in air. For whatever reason, holding shield lets you do that. Otherwise, you just fall straight down after untransforming. If he had done that, he would have landed on the ledge and then gotten gravity boots without needing to do the double jump shenanigans.
And even then, he still had double jump shenanigans after making the book
which he
jump,
could have just done.
But he just did not commit to do it.
Yeah, for whatever reason. I do not know why.
Like, oh, the inefficiency, it's blaring now. My eyes!
I mean, at the end of the day, it is best of 5, so Ren can still throw here and there, potentially, depending on his route in the second castle. If he's really trying to, like risk certain things, he could potentially miss one of the familiar cards for quite a while, and that could, like, cause him to do a lot of backtracking that he wouldn't have to do otherwise, but I don't know. This is looking to be holy glasses, by the way. Vanilla glasses, if I had to guess. Or it's missed into vanilla glasses, actually.
Holy glasses in a vanilla place. Hold on, we need to re-roll the seed.
Actually, I think it's going to be missed. Now that I'm looking
randomize
about
things.
it. I think it's either going to be mist or mermaid statue into mist now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, Durdrak finds nothing.
I am a person who lives with very few regrets in my life. I regret any level of betting on Durdrak I had in this particular race.
Yeah, Durdrak's confused. He's like looking at the map and he's like, "Where do I even go?" As far as intended progression goes, and now I think he's gonna library card and be like, "Well, I guess I'll go check the." He might have forgotten where he found Leapstone, actually. That might be what's confusing him. Oh, this was nothing? I guess that's also fair. I have not been paying attention to where Ren has found anything. I've been too busy lamenting the lack of a comeback that Durdrak had.
Yeah, like, I've been watching Ren through the side. He didn't find vanilla holy glasses, by the way.
It ended up being nothing. But he did find mist at the gravity boots location, which is going to lead to glasses most likely, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Durdrak does finally find gravity boots now, so he does get that flight that he was missing earlier. The problem is that it took him like 4 minutes.
Like 30 minutes behind? Yeah.
Well, yeah. He basically just lost a couple of minutes inefficient checks. Like, he's going to go back to Castle Keep again when he didn't need to. So I imagine he's going to go to Castle Keep after doing Fire of Bat, and then he's going to do all the other flight locations. He's probably saving Caverns for last, if I had to guess. Which means that he's delaying Bat even more, most likely.
Wait. What if we all just got played? What if Durdrak was eating a pizza and talking on the phone with his grandma and having Thanksgiving dinner while playing in this race.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Now that you bring that up, that's actually the most likely scenario.
I think that has to be it. And which means that being where he is means that he's still secretly goated with the sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was playing one-handed. I mean...
Everyone's talking about Durdrak's second castle advantage as if you guys don't realize that Ren gets to do the second castle faster. Because Durdrak has to catch up and do all the shit that Ren has been doing in the first castle for the last 30 minutes. It's like, you guys don't have object permanence. It's like, but Durdrak already did the thing. Motherfucker, Ren's gonna do it, but faster. Like, the scene still has to go.
Valid crash out is valid.
Oh my God, it's like you guys don't understand how time works. Durdrak has to do all the things Ren just did, but at a different time. And Ren's gonna do all the things that Durdrak did, but at a different time. But ultimately, Ren gets to do it faster because he has the thing that says go fast. It's right there on the screen, motherfuckers. Look!
He's going fast!
Look how fast he's going! The best Durdrak has is Wolf and Power Wolf right now, which is like, actually for the amount of MP he has, it's actually not that bad. Skill would be nice. Skill of Wolf would help a decent amount.
Durdrak just did a front slide. He finally realized he has double jump.
Oh my God. I mean, he knew he had double jump because he was doing gravity
I'm not
boots
gonna lie,
shenanigans,
that is
but...
a top tier first message.
Oh my God. Ah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Valid crash out.
Everything's fine. We're all fine here. Nobody's upset. We're all fine.
Yeah, he's probably confused finding Holy Symbol here, but it's not the end of the world, honestly. He's on his way to finding Bat. Okay, hold on a second. Have you guys considered that maybe Durdrak has already done everything in Second Castle? And maybe that's gonna...
Wait, what?
It's just, because think about it. Durdrak's already done everything in Second Castle, which means now Durdrak, all he has to do is get Form of Mist, then go to the Silver Ring location, then find the Merman statue, then use Merman statue to get glasses, then he gets to go to the Second Castle. That's cool.
All without Skill of Wolf or Soul of Bat.
That's cool. I mean, he's probably going to find Soul of Bat on the way, most likely. Because I imagine after this, he stays in caverns, most likely.
If he library cards, we know that he's doing it intentionally, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where that is.
That should take like a minute, right? Yeah, exactly. That doesn't take too long. God.
And then he'll be in the exact same place as Renan.
In a weird way, I'm trying to think if the glasses being late in the seed helps Durdrak or not, and I don't think it does. Like, he would need to skip
I don't think it helps
some stuff in order to find glasses earlier, but we'll see.
I think he just looked there and he saw that Fire Demon was one of the farms. And you
that
see
too,
him
yeah. He still has to do Fire Demon.
It's the realization. It's like, shit, I was right next to that motherfucker.
Yeah, the Fire Demon, skipping Fire Demon into not grabbing Gravity Boots immediately, I think will be the difference maker, most likely. Because if he had done both of those things, I think there's a world where Durdrak might have been able to catch up with first castle movement. But I think people don't realize how much of an advantage finding Bat 30 minutes faster than your opponent is. 30 minutes of bat movement when you don't have bat movement it's night and day. It doesn't matter how much other stuff you have done. Your opponent gets to do that with bat.
And the worst part is that the actions committed by Durdrak in the second castle were all required actions. Yes, that is true. But they are also required actions that would have been faster with bat.
Exactly, yes. And Durdrak has to catch up with all of the required actions that Ren has done. The only way Durdrak wins this is if Ren does a ton of extra checks because he's missing familiar cards, which actually I think might be what he's doing. No, okay. Yeah, actually, wait. Huh? Where? He's going this way for Mermaid's Wait.
Didn't he already check this check?
I think he's going this way to get to Mermaid's statue. He must have a farm. There must be an enemy that he has to kill down here, but I don't think there is. It would have to be like Toad, I guess, but even then, I think you still go the other way. Or you use like the caverns.
Maybe Ren heard that Drak was throwing, and Ren's trying to throw harder than Drak, And so Ren is trying to outthrow
He's-
the thrower.
He's trying to say, wait, I don't want the tournament to end. The streamer needs more content, so I'm going to throw... They're passing the football back and forth.
And now this is content.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Oh, and he stopped for the stopwatch. That's what he came down here for. He came down here for the stopwatch, so that
Makes
when he
sense.
goes and fights Doppelganger 40...
Of course. The only way Durdrak gets an advantage here is if... Where was the sword card, actually? He would need to find sword card right now, and then that would mean Durdrak gets to skip all of the ancillary, like, unrequired checks. But even then, Ren's about to have glasses, and he is full cleared first castle, right? Is he missing any bosses in first castle? No. Doppelganger doesn't count. So Ren is about to be in second castle and in go mode. I guess he's still missing 2 first castle enemies, right?
Maybe.
Because he did Blue Raven. I'm pretty sure he did Blue Raven. I don't know the other ones that he's missing, though. I know one of them's first castle, and I think the other one's...
No, Renanchal has not done Blue Raven yet.
Oh, that's the one he's missing? He was just in Chapel, though, for Spikebreaker.
Because Sword card was one of the last cards that he got, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Huh.
And Blue Raven was the first card that he found.
Well, yeah, he has Heart of Vlad in his inventory, which is... I'm trying to figure out where Heart of Vlad was. Because I think that was the Blue Raven.
But Heart is sword card.
Oh.
Because 5 letters.
Oh, that's how that works. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, wait, no, it's... Oh, it's Bat card is the one that Durdrak is missing. Oh. Okay. Well.
Oh my god. This match is... Heart was Blue Raven? Okay. YouTube chat is keeping up with it for us. They say Heart was Blue Raven.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought that Sword card was one of the last cards that Ren got. Apparently, it was one of the first cards he got.
Yeah, that would make sense, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Because Ren's about to save Richter here. And then from there, he's likely going to... Oh, he doesn't have Leap Stone, so he has to do this awkward-ass shit.
That's fine.
It's not the end of the world, but yeah, it is awkward. I imagine he doesn't go to the second castle yet. Or wait, no, I think maybe he does? Is he going to the second castle or not? This is the difference maker. Because if he's choosing to do second castle now, it's not the end of the world because he has library cards to go back to the first castle to get the enemies that he's missing. But I think he is thinking, I don't want to go out of my way to farm enemies for Vlad relics in case I have to do that again later in the first castle, which, funny enough, is not the case in this one particular seed. This is something that I did not expect him to do. I imagined he would get all the Vlads that he possibly could before going second castle.
But is this enough for Deirdre to catch up?
Absolutely not. But it's something to talk about while we wait for Ren to win.
Yeah, like we didn't talk about strategy.
Oh, man. Yeah, because Durdrak, he gets both rings. He skipped Gravity Boots location, which makes sense because he's using the warps to his advantage. Oh, which means he doesn't have Mist right now, which he needs to have Mist right now if he wants to do the freaking sword or silver ring check, which would give him the merman statue. Again, like this is the part where Durdrak needs to be more efficient than Ren, and he's just not doing it. And it's all because he doesn't have Mist right now. But also, I don't.
You know what we need? We need 2 guys named Bob. Hey, what's going on there, Bob? Bob?
This is a reference I'm not understanding. Where's Ren going?
Yeah, it's an Office Space joke.
Okay, got you.
90s movie based in work culture.
I saw Office Space once, like 4 years ago, so I just didn't remember that part. I thought we did the math, and this is slower at one point. What Ren's doing, I think, is slower.
Wait, we did the math? We
And by
did the math.
I think we did.
We
Where
did the monster math. The monster math.
Oh, okay, but he's not committing to huh? Oh, he has to do Galamoth. Hold on, guys. Did you ever consider that? Wait, actually, Durdrak has finished the second castle, and Ren now has to do the second castle? Hold on.
Oh my god.
Oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, Durdrak's route, unfortunately, had the potential to be more efficient, but he just missed, like, a couple of, like, rolls. Like, it's not truly RNG, but if he had just chose a different path one or two times, obviously taking advantage of the leap stone the first time would have been the start of it, but things just didn't go his way.
Yeah, like, if he had just, grabbed that fire demon while he was there, grabbed the leap stone, grabbed gravity boots at the right times, it would have been choice. Super, super easy to catch up to.
Oh, yeah. So, at this point...
And here we see Renacho covering the Galamoth fight again, which this was the major part at the very beginning where we were like, no, Ren loses all of this time on Galamoth. And then he made up for it by having Bat 30 minutes early.
And also that fight was like legitimately 3 minutes faster.
And he teleported as Galamoth died, which is what I said should happen.
Yep, very much so. Yeah, Ren just stacked a couple of efficiencies on top of each other right there that Durdrak didn't get to take advantage of for one reason or another. Yeah.
Ooh, I liked that little mini grav jump into the bat. That was really nice. I love grav bats. Grav bats are always so satisfying, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
It just comes back to the movement.
You get to transform, like, one momentum into bat momentum, it makes me feel good.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like an Oreo cookie. I have the white stuff inside me every time that happens.
Wait, did Durdrak not... Oh, he didn't do gravity boots first. What the hell? At least he checked the map to do gravity boots right now. Oh, he's skipping gravity boots too. What is he doing? Did he forget how to play the game? He forgot where relics are. He forgot. He just literally, the stupid ray showed up and he got blasted with the stupid ray and forgot how to play the game. What is he doing? He needs mist in order to get
on him. Somebody call the Rando Brain hotline.
But the thing about it is, have you considered that he's already done the second castle? Hold on, guys. He's already done the second castle.
The second castle is done. He's already done it. He doesn't have to go back. Oh, wait. Yes, he does, because this is Rampage, World Tour, where you cover both castles.
When he died to Galamoth, he died in real life. True, this is Durdrak's doppelganger, actually, that took over. Surely. That's the only...
no.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
If you die in the game, you die for real. Oh, jeez.
He doesn't need the glasses, though.
6 memes coming back.
Yes, he does. Because you have to save Richter in order to open the endgame.
That's right. It is a time that is tracked
Yep.
as part of the defeat all bosses.
Yep, saving Richter is part of all bosses for Randomizer.
I would know. I programmed it.
Oh, who said he's planning on winning? True! Actually, wait, you don't need glasses if you don't plan on winning. I never thought of it that way.
The real winning comes from the friends we made along the way.
Durdrak's not even using the wolf movement efficiently! You know what it is? Maybe Durdrak felt too much pressure to continue winning Rampage. Because, think of it this way. Once he loses this Rampage race, Ren cannot counterpick it again. Unless it's a different set, which could happen if Durdrak ends up winning this set. So, that means Durdrak has 2 races that literally cannot be
Rampage, yeah.
Ahead of him. So, not bad. Yeah, Ren found... someone do the math.
He found Bat.
Ren found Bat, 30 minutes ago?
Oh, well, there's a duplicator now. Oh, my.
Like it matters. Yeah.
The real winner is the person who found the duplicator. Lucky.
again, for everybody who is saying at least Durdrak has done the second castle, Durdrak didn't do you any favors by also just forgetting to play the game after getting to the first castle. But this, I think, was always in Ren's favor as soon as he decided to library card, honestly. And granted, that was due to the layout of the where the relics were in this particular seed.
Yeah.
But I think it is also just generally the safer play most of the time. I think Durdrak's plan, if he had decided to kill Galmoth and then immediately library card, was fine. If he had decided to library card after getting Leapstone, that also would have been actually really, really strong. That would have been the winning play, honestly. But instead, deciding to full clear second castle with minimal movement options, just to do what? Just to suffer? And Ren is essentially in like a delayed go mode here because he's about to get the final Vlad here. He's about to kill Galmoth. He's about to use the warp to kill Death, then kill Doppelganger 40, and then win the game. But at least Durdrak has cleared second castle.
He's already killed Galmoth. He shredded Galmoth like a cheap piece of tax information in a shredder.
Yes, specifically full clearing second castle most of the time doesn't work out. It can. But the weird thing about it is clearing some amount of second castle oftentimes does work out. And that's where the risk reward comes in. That's what we were talking about in the last race, where how long should you spend in the second castle? And the rule of thumb is like no more than like 10, 15 minutes. If you're spending 15 minutes in the second castle, it's too much. So ultimately, the ideal way to play second castle is to either, if you have perfect movement and perfect information, you full clear it somehow. Somehow you start with that. Or you then do enough of the second castle to get one or two progression items and get some warp access if it's a preset that requires warps or doesn't give you access to all warps. Then from there, you know, he's staring at the map like
Here's
he's
the
like
fire demon right here.
Durdrak's staring at the map like, what the fuck happened? Where's my relic? I'm missing out on progress. It was gravity boots. It was gravity boots the whole time.
And Renangel is now in go mode. He just needs to kill Death and Doppelganger 40, which is a super easy sweep here, considering that we lowered that shortcut.
Yep. You know, it's fine. Just because these players are in the grand finals doesn't mean that they're like good at the game, right, guys? Huh?
No, obviously not. I beat them on a regular basis. You should go back into the race channel and look.
Oh man.
That's why I'm in not first place ever, not even in finals or semifinals.
Yeah, as much shit as I'm giving both of these players, honestly, I've given them both a lot of shit over the course of this tournament. They're the ones in finals. So as much as I like to joke around and crash out and have fun with it, seeing people in chat backseat the grand finals players is like, okay, you should have joined then. Where was your ass in the qualifiers?
That's right.
This tournament
100%.
was so free, apparently. Oh, man. Either way, yeah, Durdrak is just... honestly, this is one where if I'm Durdrak, I'm like, man, I just want the shit to be over so I can just play the next seed. I imagine he, at this point, realizes the mistakes he has made, and he's like, fuck, shit, fuck. Like, he's very well aware of the mistakes that have been made at this point, and he's just powering through as much as he can.
Yeah.
But
he's waiting for the end.
Yes,
That's what he's doing.
He's waiting for the end, and he's keeping his hands warm. That's 100% what he's doing. And maybe, just maybe, there's like a 0.001% chance that he still has a shred of hope left that he might win somehow. Maybe Ren died 20 times to Galmoth somehow.
Right.
My mom took my PS1, but I'd win this easy peasy. Oh, I'd believe it, 100%. For sure, yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm grounded...
I was winning this tournament back in 1998 because I discovered how to do a reverse shift line straight from the entrance to Dracula.
It was in the manual. I don't understand. Like, guys, like, it was in the instruction booklet. My dog ate my SotN.
Hold on. I'm going to go get the instruction booklet. Hold on. It's hanging on.
I think it's in there. I think it's in there somewhere.
Let's see. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
He could just concede, but nah, I don't think you ever concede a match. Technically he could, but there's no reason to. Other than, I guess, if you are somebody who is like, actually, I am saving the caloric energy to provide more focused gameplay in the future. Like, nah, it's like minimal difference at this point. You just play it out, hoping that maybe you get some info on the next seed, or just to keep your hands warm, honestly.
Ooh, Konami is offering a reward for my information. The date Castlevania Symphony of the Night was purchased. Who purchased the game? Mom, grandparent, dad, friend, game player, other relative. But they only have a checkbox for male or female. Imagine in 1997 being so behind the times.
Yeah. What if I'm like
Starting
a non-gendered demon from hell or something like that? Like, obviously I'm interested in Symphony of the Night.
Items, types of weapons, fist weapons.
What about inanimate objects? Hold on. What if the credit card was the one that bought the game?
Selecting systems, okay. Spells, no, that's not it. Oh, here it is, glitches.
Oh, yeah, it's obviously in there. They knew about them. They're like, yeah, this game's broken. I don't know. Here you go. Have fun.
And it even has the Metal Gear Solid advertisement on the back cover. It's great.
Okay, I know Ren is literally on the final boss, but have you guys considered that Durdrak has already done the second castle? He can still win. Okay, well, I know Durdrak literally won the race, but have you guys considered? Ren won the race, but Durdrak can still... He has done the second castle, guys.
He did the entire second castle except for that one room. He can win.
You have been doomed ever since.
Alrighty. I don't know if Durdrak saw yet or not, but we should probably just
I'm
head
pretty
up
sure
in
he
there.
saw.
Yeah.
He's just keeping his hands warm.
All right. Let's head up in there and see what we're doing for race number 3.
Matthew 16:26.
Yo, GG's.
Just
Tell me.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
streaker's over. The seed sucks.
Last words.
This was
It's a bad preset. What can I say?
If you can
Well, you know, on the bright side, you do get to pick the next one, so...
Yeah. You do not to play again. Rampage.
Yeah, thank God, bro. I do not want to step foot in Rampage again. These scenes are so bad. Regardless of what I did at the end, which I will not tell Ren until we're done with the set.
Oh, it wasn't just the end. It was not just the end. There was a lot of moments where... Let's just say my voice is already shot. But
Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't say nothing.
I won't say anything. I won't say. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil the fun.
Yeah,
We had so much fun today.
I'll watch the VOD. Don't worry.
And speaking of fun, which preset would you like to play next, Durdrak? You have options to play literally anything except for Chimera.
Let's just get Nimble Light out of the way.
Sure thing. Nimble Light it is. Alrighty.
Okay,
As always,
We love us some Nimble Light. Let's go.
Yeah, as always, feel free to take some time for yourself, grab some water, do what you gotta do, get some stretches in, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh my god, chat. Yeah, Durdrak really does not like that preset, and it's understandable. It's honestly, I'm gonna be real. Now that I've seen the preset be played a lot this tournament, it probably shouldn't have made it in. But you know, it's at this point too late. Okay, when you're doing a multi-preset tournament, having one preset that sucks ass, like, you know, it could, you got 4 other ones that are pretty good. Should have been Spellbound. True, actually. Then it would be a good tournament. Anyways, if you're watching the YouTube video, don't worry, we're going to be right back in no time at all. But if you're watching live, you are going to have to wait until after these ads. Alrighty, we're back with race number 3. It is currently 1-1 in the set, and we're seeing Nimble Light as the counter pick here. And as we pointed out in the chat before the race, the equipment in this seat is pretty busted, and they're starting with a Vlad Relic too. That's really funny. But yeah, this is Nimble Light. This is going to be a movement-focused preset, so it's going to come down to who's got the smoother moves to really determine the winner here, it seems.
Yeah, we see Renantrel taking an immediate breakout, like he's just going places.
Yeah.
And Durdrak is headed in different places.
Honestly,
but this isn't all this preset, so like they still have to beat all of the bosses with all of this busted equipment.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of stat buffs for Durdrak. He's going to be pretty much set versus all the bosses here. But
yeah, 2 Kingstones there. Ooh.
I think he found a Covenant Stone as well. But yeah, Ren with the first boss out of the way, though. I wonder if Durdrak is feeling desperate and is like, well, I'm going to do a lot of checks because I want to find a library card. I need to find a way to guarantee that I have some sort of advantage over Ren here. Because he knows that Ren is somebody who likes to do a lot of item checks, likes to kill a lot of enemies, likes to try and snipe those library cards early. Because that's basically the only advantage left in the entire, like any item that would save time in this preset or in this particular seed is going to be a library card. There's pretty much nothing else. Like wanting anything else would be.
One of the great things about this though is that like Nimble Light, it was created, I want to say 5 or 6 months before the tournament began. And I'm glad that it made it into this tournament because it is exactly the kind of preset that you would want to see after Nimble, because Nimble, like, it kind of locked everybody into the whole, hey, we've got Duplicator, we got this and this and this. But Nimble Light, having that free bat movement and the free gravity boot stuff, it really makes for a more diverse combat system. Yep. Unfortunately, we're not going to see too much diversity in the combat this seed, but that's just Symphony of the Night for you. You know, it's like the way combat works in this game is either you're overpowered as hell or you have like just your fists. You're using like sticks and stones to take down like ancient time gods. Exactly. Which, you know, like that is one of the biggest laments of Symphony of the Night is that, you know, if you're not stuck with a broadsword, you're running around with a Fist of Tulkas and you're just annihilating everything. There is no real medium. There's a few medium swords that we spoke about at the beginning of the matches today, like Ice Brand, but everything else, it's like, you know, it's just like in one direction or the other. And not only that, there's a lot of equipment items in this game too that just make you overpowered. Like one Ring of Varda turns you into an unstoppable killing machine regardless of the weapons that you have. So yeah, you could run around with a turfing with a Varda on, like it doesn't matter. Exactly. So here we see a huge divergence at the beginning of this seed. We got Ren headed up all the way into Cave and Floating Catacombs. We see Durdrak headed down into Deathwing's lair. I don't know how I feel about either of these. I think Renanchal is actually closer to in the right here because he is trying to go ahead and take advantage of the movement advantage here, right? And he just found Mist at Death, which means that his movement not only gets better, but now he's unlocked other complexity locations when he goes back to First Castle. Yeah, that's a huge pickup here. Durdrak is... I don't know. Like, taking this route is kind of like you're poised to be making your way towards the First Castle. It makes me think that he's doing the checks on the way and just trying to get to First Castle to get like the First Castle progression done. This is one of the moments where I think full clearing Second Castle actually makes the most sense, because you could probably full clear the Second Castle here in like under 15 minutes. Like we said, that 15-minute mark kind of being like your measuring stick to see how long you should stay in the Second Castle. With this equipment and this movement, you can probably full clear in 15 minutes. So. Oh, yeah. And that's one of the great things about having Second Castle start with Nimble Light, because Nimble Light plays right into this. Yep. Yeah, the win condition is killing all bosses and finding all Vlads, so at some point you're going to have to kill all the bosses anyways, and Mist being behind a boss means that both players, in theory, should find it, because it is on Durdrak's mind to kill all the bosses here, but it is technically possible as well that Mist is... just bait, that it leads to something like an Echo of Bat or like Spike Breaker. Actually, if it leads to Spike Breaker, though, that doesn't... You need Mist to still do Silver Ring, so actually that doesn't matter. But still. Actually, you know what I think Durdrak is doing? I think he's unlocking this teleporter before he goes all the way up, so that way he can teleport out after Galamoth. Ooh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense as well. The only way that like really hurts you is if there's a library card somewhere that Ren finds, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I think I've seen him do this once before.
Ooh, another Vlad found as well behind Galamoth. So far we've seen one Vlad at Castle Entrance where the Power of Wolf normally is, and then one behind Galamoth. We've seen Mist behind Death. We see the Snorkel behind Darkwing Bat, the most important item in the game.
Yep, he's doing left side. He's going to do exactly what I said. He's going to go all the way up and teleport back down.
Wait, he left the Heart Refresh behind. If he just grabs the Heart Refresh, he gets one as a drop. Never mind, he can beat the game right now.
Oh, well, I mean, game over.
Yeah, GG's. Yeah, nice.
Let's move on to the next match.
Wow, just get the friggin' oh, you didn't hear that this race in particular actually glitches are allowed? Dang. Did I not say that part out loud? Just me secretly messaging Durdrak to keep the race going back and forth?
Imagine having a tournament where people could cheat.
Dude,
it couldn't be me.
Yeah. Joke's on you. Every tournament is cheating because they're using speed glitches and cheat hacks. They're not playing the game exactly as I played it back in 1998 on my grandma's CRT in her basement. So therefore, you're cheating.
Yeah, you're not doing it exactly as Iga intended for you to play the game. So you're gonna have to suck it up and fail, loser.
So now that you pointed out how, that library card is huge for Ren though. Granted, if Durdrak commits to full clearing second castle, he can save that library card for Galamoth, which is a pretty decent spot to use it in, or he could even save it for first castle stuff, which has the potential to be even better. So we'll see how Ren, because this library card could also push Ren into maybe leaving the second castle earlier than maybe he should.
Man, I was really hoping that wasn't a Heaven's Sword. I wanted that to be a Chrysogrim so bad because it'd be like, what's better than one Chrysogrim?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, honestly, there's a world where you don't even check it. Speaking of not checking, Ren decides, because he has 3 Vlads, and honestly, this is very reasonable, he's skipping Force of Echo. I don't think Durdrak's going to skip Force of Echo. Maybe, but it's a pretty aggressive skip, and honestly, I kind of respect Ren for going for it. I've been saying throughout this tournament, in these second castle start, all bosses required presets. The most likely skip, if you're going to skip anything on the in the second castle, is Force of Echo, because there isn't a boss associated with it.
Away.
This preset in particular, though, it's a pretty quick check. You just wing smash through, wing smash back. It's probably like 30 seconds, which is not bad for, like, if you're looking at each check location as like a efficiency, like how long does it take to get to this check versus this check. 30 seconds for an extra check is not the end of the world, but Ren is playing the odds here, which is like, well, you know, I already got 3 Vlad relics. One of them's going to be the complexity Vlad that I'm missing most likely, and the other one's going to be a random Vlad. So out of all of the missing checks, everything's left in the first castle, everything that I have yet to do in the second castle, what are the odds that specifically Force of Echo is a random Vlad? Pretty low. And yeah, Ren is doing the library card here. So he's skipping Medusa, Trio, Akmadon,
not a
and
bad
Dark
play
Bat,
if you ask me. Like leaving those right side bosses for your return trip, it's a fantastic move.
It honestly is pretty efficient because that's movement that Durdrak has already done. Granted, he has the warp,
gold ring
but
at Force of Echo. That could be relevant.
Well, now there's a weird 50-50 thing going on here, or potentially the final Vlad is at Holy Glasses, and that was like a lower step in complexity somehow in second castle. Like glasses could be available early in the ladder here. So
this may be a Durdrak W.
But also, like we said earlier, the part of the complexity chain could include Echo of Bat, and if it does, then it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Because Echo of Bat is it is a progression relic that nobody needs at this point. At this point in the tournament, nobody needs to see in the dark in order to get through Spikebreaker.
This is going to be really exciting.
Oh, that's
Soul of Bat.
Which makes Durdrak's plan to staying in second castle very, very good at this point. He is going to full clear second castle. Have you guys considered that maybe Durdrak will full clear second castle? So he's actually not behind right now?
I've literally already added that as a splash phrase on the randomizer.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Wait, Ren just grabbed 2 Heaven Swords? Okay, it's over. GG's. That's unbeatable. Yep. You use 2 Heaven Swords, it warps you to the end of the game.
He just has to use the special and he wins.
It just warps you to the end of the game, I'm pretty sure.
You know what? I might do that as an Easter egg in one of the presets in the future. Just make it so, like, if you grab both Heaven Swords and you use the special, it teleports you to Dracula.
Oh my god. Oh, and then make them progression items. That's actually how you beat the game. Yeah,
Super
replace
good.
Gold Ring and Silver Ring with
Heaven Sword,
Heaven
Heaven Sword.
Yeah.
Heaven Sword left, Heaven Sword right.
There you go. Now we're cooking.
Oh god, I hate running through those frozen halves while you're wing smashing because that little lag delay that just ruins your input scheme.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that exists. I'm sure decomp people would probably know, but for whatever reason, killing the frozen halves on the PlayStation version of the game specifically causes the game to like stutter for a few frames. Like the frozen halves are.
It's breaking them into those little pieces as they die.
Oh, it has to load. That makes sense. So here's where Durdrak full clearing second castle actually makes the most sense if he uses his library card right here, which he probably will. He's going to do the check and then library card most likely. And if he does that, that does mean that his second castle is slightly more efficient than Ren's, specifically in the if you only keep track of the fact that Ren had to go to Galamoth and fly back. Where Durdrak only has to fly to Galamoth and then library. Oh, okay, he's not library carding. Okay, which also is fine theoretically if he plans on saving his library card.
Teleporter and keep, so he can just teleport out of here.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking to himself he wants to get value out of that teleporter, so he is going to use the warp and save the library card for later. The only way that screws you over is if there's more library cards later on in the seed, which is always the fear that I have about holding on to library cards. Because the way I see it is like, yes, you can technically save more time theoretically by saving the library card for later, but you're guaranteeing time save now. Which if
Flea Riders drop?
If Flea Riders drop the library card here, then saving that library card actually doesn't matter. So
it's a Luminous and it's a library card.
Yeah.
No, it was a bad play. It's all Ogre.
Well, in hindsight, yes, but also I think it's fair when you have library cards, because I think people overstate how much time you save with them, especially in a preset that doesn't have reverse library cards. Getting some amount of guaranteed time save from a library card is, in my mind, the most important part, because you don't know where other library cards are going to be. And if you hoard too many of them, you get to the point where the end game, you're having like 6 library cards in your hand and you're like, I can't do anything with these because there's nothing left in the seed. So early library cards,
like the Wheels of Cheese in Skyrim. You just have a plethora of them for no reason.
Well, Wheels of Cheese let you clip through walls, so they're actually very useful.
That's true.
They're more useful than library cards at that point. Oh man, shout outs to Skyrim. What a beautiful video game.
Perfect video game, just like SotN.
10 out of 10, yeah.
Absolutely 0 flaws.
Now that got me thinking, surely there's a Skyrim randomizer. But I'm like, do they have tournaments? Do they have races? Hold on.
If I find out that there's a Skyrim tournament...
Dude, honestly, I kind of want to know. It feels like the type of game that would have an insane randomizer. And also would be, like, very silly.
Now, I haven't watched any Skyrim speedrunning. I have watched Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 speedrunning. Those are some insane speedruns where you get to see a lot of really weird glitches.
Oh, I mean, Skyrim's just as bad, if not worse.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of silly things you can do in Skyrim. Oh, man.
Oh, Renon has 4 Vlads already. Like, he's just coming out of the gate with them.
Last thing I'll say about Skyrim is if you want to see how insanely busted that game is, look up Horse Launch. Just Google Skyrim Horse Launch.
Yes.
Yep. Good times. Good times. Either way, yeah, not using that. I really. And again, it's a philosophy thing, right? Durdrak is thinking, I want to maximize the value I get out of this library card versus I'm just going to use the library card because I guarantee that I get some amount of value out of it. So
I mean, he had to have killed the Flea Rider, right?
Maybe not. And also, killing the Flea Rider, depending on how you, like, if you wing smash through them, doesn't guarantee that you get the drop. If you only killed one of them, you might have gotten the Luminous drop and not the library card. So it's not guaranteed that he found other library cards. But also, by the time he finds those library cards, it's like, well, what am I going to do? Library card now, I guess? Like it doesn't even save you that much time at that point when you're already on your way to try and do Fire of Bat and all this other stuff.
According to Crazy, he only killed one of the Flea Riders and he got a Luminous.
Ah. Well, then in that case,
Sadness.
that makes Ren not fully in the lead, but it does make his position feel a little bit more stable. Because also he can get more library cards if he needs them. Because I think he only got one.
Like, he knows where to get them.
Yeah.
He already has 3 at least.
Yeah, so rough stuff.
Oof.
Rough stuff if you're planning on gambling all of your points on Durdrak.
I mean, I'm not saying that Durdrak can't pull it out.
No,
I'm just saying that he might have some trouble putting in it. He might be pushing rope a little, you know.
It's a rough one.
Take a pill.
It's a rough one, but it's fine potentially. There's still the chance that, unironically, the fact that Durdrak full cleared second castle could help in some regards, but honestly not really. It just comes down to movement at this point. Honestly, I think it comes down to movement and how efficiently they're able to route in finding the missing Vlad.
Yeah. Which Durdrak still doesn't have the Eye of Vlad.
I actually don't know where that was, to be honest.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was in the shop?
Okay, if it's the one in the
Silver Ring.
shop...
Eye of Vlad was at Silver Ring. Okay.
It's Silver Ring. Okay, then in that case...
I mean, he'll be there soon.
Yeah, you also do that check quickly, like, as quick as you can. And also, wait, if that was at Silver Ring, does that means it's most likely Final Vlad? Because you just still don't know where glasses are. And I think it's going to be...
like, okay, because Nimble Light, just like its, earlier cousin, is literally just complexity 6, which means that Silver Ring has the potential to be a layer 0. Because Mist got Jewel of Open, and then Jewel of Open, like, there was no guarantee that Spikebreaker was anywhere on a layer before this. I don't know. It'll be hard to tell until we see what the full schema is.
Glasses was that bat card. Oh, if that's the case, then that means the entirety of the second castle was available layer 2.
Yeah.
Which means that actually is probably a random... Oh, wait, actually, yeah, because we still haven't seen Spikebreaker, you're right. So yeah, Spikebreaker's probably final. Like second to last progression item into Silver Ring location then.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think
that
they're
makes sense.
running out of options of it being anything else, most likely, maybe.
Complexity 6, don't get me wrong, like, Complexity 6 is probably one of the best feeling complexity levels for a preset. Like, we have so many presets that land on Complexity 6 just because of the combination of generation time versus how good it feels to play the preset in general. That it's like... But it also has that similarly frustrating bit where it's like, your chain of complexity becomes more of a tree at that point,
yes,
with
there's
multiple
a couple of
branches
options,
having multiple Vlads.
And also sometimes some of the branches just have nothing, and you're going to a specific location and getting baited. Like, for example, there's a world where Durdrak gets baited by having the gold ring. As soon as he finds Silver Ring, there's a chance that he goes to Holy Glasses and finds Spikebreaker there or something, and it's like, well, I mean, technically it's part of the complexity chain, but I didn't need to do it. Or even worse yet, it's just literally nothing.
Which, speaking of that, now that we know that Second Castle was early, that makes Drax Gambit on going to Force of Echo better.
Yes.
Because he does have Gold Ring and Renan Troll does not.
Yeah, it all depends on
where the Gold Ring lands, yeah.
Yeah, because if it lands at the final... In fact, it has to be the final Vlad at Holy Glasses, otherwise it's nothing. Because, ooh,
and here's Silver Ring.
That's actually very unlikely. Then that's probably Spikebreaker, right? Because it's Jewel of Open layer. Was that layer 1 actually? Actually, wait, or is it just nothing? Or is it just bait?
Mist was in Second Castle.
Glasses was at Bat Card, which is layer 1. So Mist layer 2 into. What was locked behind Mist again? Nothing? Like the
it was
soul-
Jewel of Open behind Mist.
Oh, okay. So that's step 3 into ring step 4 into Spikebreaker step 5 behind both rings into Final Vlad. Yep.
Yep.
So Durdrak
Makes
needs
sense to me.
to somehow know to skip that, but he doesn't have glasses yet, so he doesn't know to skip that.
Mm-hmm.
That is the
He's
downside.
just waiting for the boatman.
We
Come
talked
on,
about
Karen.
it. We talked about it in the first race, I want to say, where sometimes having that second castle info actually hurts you.
Yeah.
And this might be one of those cases, unless Durdrak is fully cognizant of the possibility of it being bait, and is able to risk it when he's so close to doing a higher complexity check. I don't know. Oh, but he finds Echo there. That might also lead him towards going towards
In a weird way.
towards Spikebreaker, which unironically actually is helpful if he delays the glasses check. Weirdly enough,
This is such a weird...
it's a weird one.
Yeah, like complexity 6 and second castle knowledge.
Okay, he's going to the left, which means he is choosing to not backtrack for Holy Glasses, which means he might be aware. Or he's thinking to himself, well, I should check Spikebreaker first before committing to any other.
Spidey sense is tingling.
He's going all the way towards Merman Statue, though, which I guess, yeah, you're missing 2 Vlads. One of them you think is a random Vlad, then it makes sense to go this way.
Yeah.
Like you're just trying to be as thorough as possible. And to be fair, from our perspective,
Meanwhile, Renanchal is headed over to
this could be a
Succubus.
random Vlad. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
Does this mean... This means that Ren already has Final Vlad.
yes.
And Drac is behind.
Yep. Granted, there's still bosses left on the table. Renan is going to have to do all of the second castle stuff that Durdrak's already done. There's still first castle bosses left on the table. There's Cerberus left. There's Grand Floon left. There's Scylla left for Ren. And he still needs to also save Richter. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Durdrak, he hasn't done Alchemy Lab or Alrox's quarters yet. This is going to be a close one, but I think Ren has the advantage right now.
Oh, I absolutely believe that Ren has the advantage. Because Ren is headed in exactly the right direction to get that last random Vlad. He is hunting it down. He knows that it's random.
Yes. He should know that it's most likely random because of where he found what he found at Silver Ring, for sure.
Yeah. So this would be Ren's second win in a row?
If it comes down to it, yes. But on the bright side for Durdrak, Ren is also deciding to do this check here, which theoretically he could choose to skip because it's just another Jewel of Open locked location. And also, I think he technically hasn't found a Jewel of Open locked progression item yet. Am I?
Which I don't see that either player has glasses yet either.
Ren does have them, and apparently they were at back card.
Oh no!
Yes. So.
Oh, that's right. We did see that they had.
Yep.
I'm losing my mind.
Oh,
and
but that's
forgetting
Spikebreaker. Oh, well then. Oh.
things.
So
Vanilla
glasses is
Spikebreaker.
literally nothing.
Holy glasses is literally nothing. Leave it up to Ren to skip something arbitrarily there, but like it needs to be there, but it doesn't need to be there. Oh my god.
I mean, it doesn't super hurt yet, but it can potentially. It just depends. Also, I'm pretty sure the safe split there in Nimble Light, I guess with fast,
I think it's slower.
I think with fast core it might be like close to even, maybe a little slower at best. So, but you don't have to worry about execution. So maybe if you're just like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Also,
So he
now the tracker's
finds
messed
Silver
up. Let's
Ring
go.
here. He knows that it's a random ring.
He knows that he found progression at here in the caverns, and it was nothing. Durdrak, I think, is looking for glasses because he knows glasses are random from his perspective. It can be any check.
Does he keep going? Yep. All right. Yeah, this one goes to Ren.
Most likely, yes.
Because this is his final Vlad right here.
He still has bosses, and technically Durdrak is not terribly far behind on the tracker as far as bosses goes, but the ones that he's missing are a little out of the way. And also, oddly enough, Durdrak is skipping Spikebreaker, I think. No, he did Spikebreaker. I'm stupid. He did that first. I'm dumb.
Yeah, he did Spikebreaker first, and then he went over to Grand Falloon because he knew that he had to beat Grand Falloon.
So Ren is going to be skipping everything except for bosses, is the thing, and that's the part that's going to save him the time. Whereas Durdrak is going to be doing extra item or extra relic checks as well as doing bosses. So he's going to hit up this teleporter
well as doing
now.
repetitive movement the same way 3 times in a row.
So from here, he's going to go to Castle Entrance most likely, if I had to guess, and then just loop around from there. Yeah. So he's going to do Alchemy Lab into Alrox's quarters into Minotaur Werewolf, kill Alrox. He's going to get Final Vlad basically last. So any additional checks he's going to end up doing. Meanwhile, he has to do all of that before Ren kills Grand Falloon and finishes second castle. So I think Ren's got this.
You know, it's interesting to me because, and I'm going to point this out because I complain about it when it doesn't happen, but I have seen both of these players do this consistently. They press the second player triangle button multiple times to break that bridge on their way down to Catacombs. And I see, like, I've seen experienced players only press it once to go down, and then they hit that ceiling whenever they come back up. If you press it multiple times, it has to be a minimum of 3 times to keep the bridge away.
Otherwise,
if you don't do it up to 3 times, it will come back because it's counting how many times the number in that field, and it has to be greater than 3 in order to make the bridge stay away.
Very interesting. So the Donkey Kong barrel explosion makes it go to 3?
It's stage 3, basically, of that process.
Very strange how it works that way, but I guess that makes sense in a weird way. Coding video games is weird. Ren does get to use his library card here, where I don't think Durdrak's used one yet.
No, I haven't seen Durdrak use one at all.
Yeah, very strange. Also, this is a part where Durdrak could get baited into wasting a lot of time here, but he doesn't. So he is aware of the complexity count, and he's basically because he should know 100% that the final Vlad has to be behind Silver Ring. So he's making his way towards.
He's found all of the progression. He knows what the chain is.
Okay, so he can, now that he has glasses, just make sure to skip everything that he doesn't need. Granted, that's just sword card at this point. Whereas Ren is on his way to the end of the game. Durdrak needs to do 2 more boss fights and save Richter. Ren needs to just go save Richter and then beat the game.
No, Ren needs to fight all of the bosses on the right side.
Yeah. Which is, honestly, it is time. If you just look at the number of bosses, technically Durdrak's ahead. But the problem is that Ren is going to be doing that progress in the second castle, whereas Durdrak has to then go towards the second castle after finishing up his stuff.
Oh, that's right. Durdrak has to go fight Alrox. I forgot about that.
He has to fight Alrox, he has to fight Hippogriff as well, and he has to do Silver Ring, where Ren has to, at this point, just do Darkwing Bat, which is free, Medusa, which is like a minute after that, and then Akmadon, which is like 2 minutes after that, and then Trio, which is right at the end of the game. So... It's
I don't know. Like, Durdrak might pull it through. I think Durdrak has the movement to make this a W.
I think it's going to be within, I'm going to say 40 seconds, and it goes to Ren. That's my prediction.
Let's find out.
I could be wrong.
This time on Symphony of the Night Z.
I could be wrong, but the problem is that Ren is making progress in the second castle. Durdrak has to do all the stuff and then go to the second castle and then warp to the center warp and then go from the center warp to the end of the game. Meanwhile, Ren doesn't have to do any of that. He doesn't have to deal with warps. He doesn't have to deal with extra cutscenes. He just gets to go to the end of the game. Granted, the way he's doing it is technically slower than just warping there, but he has to do this at some point anyways, so...
Also, Durdrak may be doing the relic checks along the way, which could slow him down.
He shouldn't.
I can see this.
He should just immediately go towards Silver Ring if he's 100% like locked in, but I don't think he is. Nope.
No.
Which is weird because he skipped Holy Glasses. Yeah. Granted, it's not a lot of time lost. It's like 10 seconds, but yeah, I'm surprised unless he skipped Holy Glasses on accident. That would be very
I
strange.
think he intentionally skipped holy glasses.
But then why do these checks? Yeah, I mean, they're quick, thankfully, but it's still, theoretically, he should have the knowledge to know that it has to be at Silver Ring.
Yeah, like his final step has to be a silver ring. He has glasses. He has 4 Vlads. Meanwhile, Renan is at Deathwing's lair. He's about to hit Akmadon.
Yeah. And then from there, it's literally just go to the end of the game, kill 1 extra boss on the way. Durdrak's going to be in go mode here. Like I said, it's going to be close, and I think it is Renan's favor by about 40 seconds. I think
What
people...
a way to lose, though. Like, this is...
I think people underestimate how quick right side is if you're going to the end of the game. I think it's one of the reasons why Crazy talks about leaving right side specifically in something like a Nimble Light, where you can clean it up on the way to the end of the game, because it's technically slightly more efficient than doing the warp shenanigans that Durdrak's going to have to do at this point. So,
yep.
Again, they're both
because
going to
Durdrak
be...
still has to do this fight. He can dive that out of here.
So Durdrak is
great,
technically in go mode. He's in go mode right now, but he has to get to the end of the game. Ren is about to be in go mode in like 20 seconds. Like
he's at
30
the
seconds.
end of the game.
But he's already at the end of the game. Durdrak, on the other hand, has to go to the second castle, use the warp animation there, go to the actual teleporter in Castle Keep, then warp again, and then go from the teleporter, which is farther away than where Ren is currently right now.
Yeah.
So like I said, and also you have to deal with the saving Richter, which also is time loss.
But what if we unplug Ren's computer?
Yeah, like I said, very close, but Ren wins this by about 40 seconds, because I think it's going to take Durdrak 40 seconds to get to the warp from right now, and Ren is essentially moving from the warp almost.
Yeah, that's just, it's way too efficient to leave those right side bosses. Wow.
Yep. Pretty much. And I think also the fact that, to be fair, Durdrak's route theoretically was more efficient if he ended up skipping the same things Ren ended up skipping, because Ren skipped Force of Echo. Because Ren skipped Force of Echo, that's, again, like a 40-ish second check right there. So that is the time difference in a weird way. Both of their routes almost were equivalent outside of that one difference.
But does Ren get punched in the face several times?
And Spikebreaker. Ren never did the Spikebreaker location because he found the Vlads first.
What if Ren gets tossed around by Dracula a bit?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Durdrak never used his library card either. Yeah, no. Technically, if Durdrak had used his library card, that also is probably the difference maker too. There's a couple of things, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if Durdrak had bothered to use his library card once, this would be a reverse situation.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Because now he's waiting on the timer.
45 to 20.
And, yeah.
But Drak did clear the second castle. So true. So true. So true. Exactly 45 seconds. What can I say? I know how to, I know how to time things in this game. I got that intuition.
It do be true, though.
Yeah. Played this game a lot. Oh, 35 seconds? Not 45 seconds? Someone doesn't know how to do math? My bad. Regardless, still within 5 seconds of the correct answer. But yeah, that's a tough one. This is also a pretty brutal loss if you're Durdrak, because you're on literally waiting for the cutscene when you see your opponent finish.
Gross.
Definitely as it feels bad, but... Well, we've got either 2 more races, 1 more race, or a whole nother set, potentially. Who's to say? But we're going to find out in just a little bit. Out of kindness, I guess I'll wait for Durdrak to finish. He's so close. No reason to bother him yet.
He's so close. He's almost there.
Yeah.
He can taste it.
And I was almost exactly correct on the time difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were Lisa's last words?
Nice.
GG's.
Good.
Some bosses, but I killed it.
Yo, GG's.
Yep.
Very close race. Very close.
So, Drac, was that library card for decoration?
Do I have one? I put myself in my menu several times to hit medicine.
I'm pretty sure
you had exactly one library card.
Wait,
From
or
where?
no,
When did I pick it
no,
up?
no, no, no.
Tell
He
me.
actually he didn't. He missed it because I think the route that he took. I think
Yeah,
it's
tell
Did it not
me,
take him
tell
the
me
library
where
card?
it was. Tell me where it was.
it was
because-
in the
Before the
reverse
40.
caverns. It was in before
Before
not before
the
Doppelganger
40.
40. It would technically be after because of the way that Durdrak did
Yeah,
it.
yes.
Oh,
Yes. So he missed it on the
Okay.
way through there.
damn! I
Yep.
thought you grabbed one. My bad.
But Flea Rider drop library cards.
That as well. Yeah.
Well, I did that room perfectly, so I didn't kill one. So
Yeah.
Well, according to Crazy,
Don't
you
be
pulled
too much
exactly
good,
one
you
and got
know?
a Luminous, which a Luminous does not teleport you to the library.
Yes. Don't be
well,
so.
I
don't
can't be
so
too
good.
upset if I'm behind 40 seconds with the differences being what they are.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like it was a fantastic race. Like the routing was perfect on both of y'all's parts for sure.
The routing was not perfect on my end. I knew as soon as I went down to caverns that I should have gone to Silver Ring with what I had in my inventory. It's just wrong to go down there.
For destroying him.
Fair enough.
That would have.
But
yeah.
I was already too far
Yeah.
into the route.
That's a tough one.
But you must always remember.
But there is still one more race at least left to do. So, and it is still your counter pick. Feel free to pick whatever.
Nimble Light again.
Run it back. I like it.
Get it over with.
Let's do it. I'll
We
go ahead
like
and start up that race
bastards.
as always. Feel free to take a break, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Farewell then.
Alrighty, chat. We're going to be back in just a little bit. Make sure to use your primes now if you don't want to see those ads. We're going to start up another race and wait for these players to get ready. They deserve a little bit of a break after that. That is a tough one. That is a tough loss for sure for Durdrak. But if you bet on Ren, you're probably feeling pretty good right now. YouTube watchers, you don't have to worry about waiting because the next race will be starting right now. Alrighty, here we are on the potentially last race of the entire tournament right here. Let's go ahead and let these players get started.
This could be it.
This could be it. Ren just needs to win one more race here. Durdrak has quite a few that he's going to have to get through here if he wants to be the tournament victor. But one step at a time. We're seeing Nimble Light run back here. And Durdrak is immediately looking at Cross Shuriken plus Duplicator.
Wow,
That's pretty strong.
That's actually really good.
And they're starting in the reverse caverns here. Also Power of Sire. Okay, opts to use Power of Sire
is
instead.
also amazing. Like, if I were Renantral, I'd be using Power of Sire to farm this.
Yeah, interesting decision that he wants to farm this way. However, Power of Sire is fantastic for Trio, I will say.
Oh god, it's wonderful.
Yeah. And none of those item dropped from those enemies really matters here. So not bad at all. Immediately gets the levels after killing the first of the trio. And Durdrak pretty ahead here, I would say. This is a pretty sizable advantage as Ren kind of is moving around.
Ahead.
And Jewel of Open
And he
too.
is
Okay.
Jewel of Open. Wow.
Ooh-wee. This is an interesting one. This is definitely spicy. Granted, Ren is not like far behind by any means. He was just kind of farming levels and whatnot. So his fight should theoretically be slightly faster, but I doubt it. Oh, he's not even using the throwing stars. He's just using Power of Sire. Okay, well, that's
It's going to be slightly slower then.
yeah. But it's still early enough that the decision making here could catch up as well. Like at the end of the day, going to the correct locations is very, very powerful. Movement wise as well, a lot of just strong movement can make up for small deficits here and there. Like if you just have 40 seconds faster movement on average than your opponent over the course of a seed, that's like one extra relic check that you can do that your opponent like loses out on. So again, clean movement goes a long way in these movement heavy presets. That's why they're here as a counter pick. Durdrak feels comfortable with his movement compared to Renan's. So we'll see.
There's a gauntlet there if he wants to grab that on the way back. I don't think he will because that does take a lot of extra time to grab.
Yeah, and then you have to menu to put it back on. It is 5 extra attack per hit, and attack does go farther than strength as far as like damage calculations on average. Because strength affects your attack, whereas just adding a flat level of attack is just generally better.
Let's see what we get. Oh, Fairy Scroll. Boo!
Yeah. And yeah, especially if you get lost, if you get stuck there, you don't go back for it. And Ren's not going for it either. The thought process is that your damage is so high, it probably doesn't matter. It could.
I mean, with those stars and the Power Sire being the best bomb in the game, and then the throwing stars just like Cross Shuriken is one step below Buffalo Star. You know.
I wonder if Dirtjack goes to Galamoth here. Maybe, maybe not. He's going up and doing these checks. Doesn't go for Moonstone. Okay, he picks up the Moonstone. He's fine. He's chilling.
You know, like he picked up 3 Moonstones there. He's good.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like he is going to
he's going to
Beelzebub.
Bees at least.
Yeah. So maybe he's doing the modified right stuff. And I think Ren is probably doing a similar route here. I wonder if Dirtjack thought to himself, based off of that last seed, he was like, it could have been more efficient, honestly, to get to the end of the game. Oh, no, he actually has the warp already. That's his thought process. Okay. So because he already has the warp, he doesn't want to do left side, like go back to Castle Keep and then do left side that way. Instead, he wants to loop around the castle, whereas Ren is actually doing the opposite, which is strange because this is like the same exact situation as last seed. But instead of doing the modified right, he wants to... What?
I love this strat from Drac here, killing Beelzebub from just standing on the platform.
Oh, yeah.
It's so very few times that I see people use that strat, but it is so strong.
Yes, it's very, very useful for sure. Very interesting.
Oh, and then Drac's bailing.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. I mean, it's not... So I think his thought process is Beelzebub's out of the way, so I'm going to do it now while I still can't, since I'm kind of over here, and now I'm going to go towards first castle since I've already done everything else. So he's going to do... Okay, in a way, that is not terrible, honestly.
Right. I'm not out on this yet. I think that there's a lot of merit and thought put into this.
Because, to be fair, on the right side, Beelzebub is kind of the outlier, and once you get to Beelzebub, your thought process is either I keep going deeper into the second castle, but Dirtjack doesn't want to do that because he doesn't have a library card, and he doesn't have the Castle Keep Warp. So, yeah. Fun fact about that last race, by the way, Ren finding the library card and Dirtjack not finding it is the reason he won, 100%. Because if Ren had to leave the second castle without the library card, he would have lost all the time that he ended up saving because it was such a close race. So in a way, Dirtjack's like, I don't want... If the difference is you need to find a library card to beat me, then I'm more confident doing the more consistent route. Which honestly, it sucks when your opponent does find the library card and does beat you, but that's just kind of the nature of randomizers. Every single randomizer that exists in the world is going to have some amount of variance due to randomization. That's the whole point. But I was actually having a bit of a conversation about this earlier in regards to a Elden Ring randomizer race that's happening this week. And people were talking about different strategies or whatnot. And somebody brought up the idea of like, but what if I just do like the exact opposite of what my opponent expects and just like completely throws them off? I'm like, well, that is a strategy, but the idea by doing the exact opposite of what you're quote unquote supposed to, what ends up happening is you put yourself in a situation where your decision has to win you the game. Otherwise, you put yourself so far behind that you're guaranteed to lose, right? So sometimes the unorthodox route isn't the winning play. So at least for me, I feel most comfortable where I put myself in a situation similar to what Dirtjack did, which is like, you have to get lucky to beat me. Your route is kind of banking on getting lucky in order to win. And I think that's why he went out of his way for Beelzebub, where he's like, it might not be technically the most optimal thing in the world, but it is more consistent because I don't have to worry about backtracking to that later, sort of thing.
I mean, we do the same thing in card games.
Yep.
Magic the Gathering, you play Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, you always want to go... Like, that's the reason why there are meta decks. And then there are counter meta decks that do the weird route.
Yes, exactly. There is a time where, in fun fact, we kind of had a counter meta show up early on, somewhat early on into the randomizer's lifespan, which was the creature skip. The creature skip was the first anti-meta route that really became popular, where it was like, well, everybody's doing creature. It's only a 1 in 5 chance most of the time that it's something that you actually need. So like, what if I just started skipping him, saving 2 minutes? That's just 2 minutes of free time save, 80% of the time. And like, putting your tournament life on an 80% is honestly not a terrible strategy. 80% chance to like have a massive advantage over your opponent. That's pretty strong.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, you know, like, we're always going to have these, and we're always going to have these shakeups, which is one of the reasons why Recycler was added, is because while it doesn't remove the randomness and the just get lucky, you know, aspect of the randomizer, it does play into the idea that, okay, maybe that person's, you know, 1 in 3 lucky guess matters less now.
Yes. It's a weird thing where it doesn't remove luck, but it augments it in a way where multiple routes can be correct regardless of hindsight routing. This is another concept that just is the nature of the beast, the nature of things being randomized and human beings not being the best at understanding statistics and probability. But a lot of times what ends up happening after a race is done, people will say something like, oh, I should have went here instead of here. And it's like, well, could you have made that call in the moment, or is that just hindsight? And a lot of the times, the best players are the ones that know when things are hindsight based routing versus just understanding, like, okay, actually I had the information at the time to know that the best statistical decision was this. And that's truly what separates the absolute top of the top from, you know, people just playing casually, honestly.
Like, there's a new preset in development currently. This guy popped into the Discord, brand new user, never heard of him before, and he pops in and he's got this preset idea, and he immediately sets to coding it in, which I'm going to come out and say it. I admire that. You know, and I'm giving this as a shout out to all the chatters, all the YouTubers, chatters, and commenters. Look, if you want to make something for the randomizer, we have tools out there, and the long library is willing to assist you in helping you make your dream come true. But you're going to have to be the one that programs it. We're not going to do the work for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, the entirety of the randomizer project is like user made. Like, it's open source, and it's people coming together to work on things, discuss different ideas, be like, hey, I programmed this. Is this useful for X, Y, or Z? You know, or, oh, I had this idea. How would I go about implementing it? That sort of thing.
Exactly. So this guy comes in and he does this, and he starts trying to fix routing by adding more complexity locations. And I'm not going to spoil the idea of the preset yet, because he's still, you know,
still cooking.
Tuning it.
Let him cook.
Yeah, it's still cooking. But like, I'm having these discussions with him where I'm like, look, the way that you're trying to fix routing in this particular way doesn't work. And he was like, how do you know? And I was like, because I made Aperture, which fucking nobody likes. And then I turned around and fixed my shit and made Recycler, which everybody likes.
Yeah. Look, Aperture's not bad. It's just, you know. Symphony of the Night is a very weird canvas to paint on if you are trying to create your...
Varda off of bats. Ooh.
I mean, you know, it's nice and all. That's definitely going to help with damage, but like, oh no, my throwing stars are going to kill things 0.25% faster. Yeah, to finish the thought that I had, which is Symphony of the Night is a weird canvas to create with, because the game was not designed, obviously, with the intention of like randomizing things, shuffling things around in the particular way that tickles our brains to have us replay it over and over and over again, rushing to want to get more and more dopamine out of it. But so some of the original design decisions within the game does limit certain things, but that's where the limitations breed creativity. If you're somebody who is trying to come up with a new idea, not everything is going to, you know, be perfect on the first try, like you were talking about with Aperture versus Recycler. But the idea is that, like, within the limitations of Symphony of the Night, there's still a ton of options. Like, we have a tournament of 5 different options, plus like a bajillion different presets that have either already existed or do exist currently, plus different options within that. Like the second castle start is a thing that didn't exist like last year, for example. Like, we couldn't have even this tournament would not have existed last year in this form because the tools didn't exist yet.
But you know, I think that with the options that we have available to us, because Symphony of the Night hates being modified, I think that we've managed to do a lot, and I've heard you acknowledge it. I've seen a lot of people being just like, how did you manage to make Symphony of the Night do this? And it's like, we just shrug our shoulders and say, we hope that it works and pray.
And with that, Dirtjack just full-on takes the lead and has an extra boss under his belt with this Galamoth kill.
Nice.
Ren was he got the bad pattern from Galamoth. He went into his menu to try and look for potions or anything to keep him safe, and in doing so, he lost out on the potential here. And neither of them have a library card to leave here either. So now it's a quote unquote honest race, except Durdrack has like a 2-minute advantage from the Beelzebub fight.
Yeah, because Ren's going to have to make that detour later to come back and fight bees.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Deirdrak's going to be able to skip that fight later when he comes back.
Yeah, that goes to show that Deirdrak's movement was that much faster, so much so that he was able to do that extra check like I was talking about, where if you know your movement is on average faster than your opponent, something like a Nimble Light should be the counter pick that you hope for. And in all honesty, Deirdrak, knowing that he lost out on not having a library card at all versus having an opponent who found infinite library cards essentially, and only losing by like 50 seconds, does go to show that I think the theory is correct, where Deirdrak is routing in a way where it's like, you have to get lucky to beat me. Granted, in a way, he doesn't know, but he got a little lucky that Ren had like the very rare bad pattern from Galamoth, but still.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that inherent to any healthy competitive realm, and this is the reason why I think that Symphony of the Night particularly, and randomizers for a lot of other games can, in their own way, be appealing for competition. It's because of the random aspect.
Oh, of course.
The ability for somebody like Renantral to, accidentally get ahead of a player who is clearly the superior executioner.
It used to be, this was honestly, in a weird way, this was something that was hard to understand in the early days of Randomizer, where the top speedrunners were of the opinion that, like, well, of course the top speedrunners should win every race because they're better, right? But what ended up happening was, like, as people started to develop counter metas and different ideas of what the randomizer could be, other players started to make started to gamble in different ways, started to come up with different strats to augment the fact that, okay, I know I can't necessarily move exactly as fast as you can. However, I can try and compensate with other things like game knowledge. A great example of that is someone like Crazy Four Blades, who is so familiar with what the randomizer expects from any given playthrough that he is able to understand what the seed wants from you 99% of the time faster than anybody else. And that's a way that you can have an advantage, even if you aren't necessarily the most executionally gifted, not sitting in your room practicing 10 million ways of getting through Spike Breaker. That sort of thing.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that makes Dinner Dog so good at the randomizer, right? Like, Dinner Dog was an early example of this, where his routing, impeccable in most standards. And, like, it's one of those things where you find more often than not where, like, people who can't execute, route, and people who can't route, execute.
I will say, I do want to give a shout out to the first person who I ever heard talk about the concept of counting complexity, like less than a month, I think, after it was implemented into the randomizer. A old school speedrunner, Epically Epic. Shout outs to you. I remember he doesn't stream much these days, but he was playing the randomizer at the time, and I was in his chat just like saying what's up or whatever, telling him about the rando, and he was like, wait a minute. So you're telling me the seed will generate within this many steps. Why don't we just count the steps and then figure out where the final thing is going to be? And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody do that? That's just a waste of time. Just play the game. I don't know. And then lo and behold, he started like getting times that were on average like 2 minutes faster than everybody else. It was like, oh,
yeah.
Wait, actually, that makes a lot of sense.
He was in that first tournament, wasn't he? Like, if I recall correctly.
I believe so, but that was before complexity was implemented. That was technically a
right. That was when safe was complexity, whatever.
Yeah, it was just whatever the seed decided to generate that day. And also, we had the equipment items couldn't be randomized yet for progression.
Yeah,
but, it is what it is. The randomizer's definitely come a long way. That's for sure. Speaking of coming a long way, Ren has a long way to come if he wants to catch up here, because he's behind a boss and behind in progression.
Deirdrak getting owned by this slinger. He's just like, nah.
Not to say that Ren's had like bad movement or anything like that, but I am curious to see where the differences are kind of like line up room to room. Hey, anybody who wants a fun little editing project, feel free to take the movement room to room for each player and see who's gaining and losing per room. That'd be a fun little visual to look at.
Yeah. Oh, I've had to do that kind of editing too, in order to evaluate my own weaknesses in this game.
Oh yeah.
And it is telling when you see it next to each other like that.
It's one of the my favorite phrases as a speedrunner is, well, this feels faster. It's my favorite phrase because it's absolutely moronic. Oftentimes, what feels fast is just your brain like, ooh, I pressed buttons in a way that felt good in this one particular moment. So in Derdrak,
I find it interesting that Derdrak is leaving Heart behind here.
Yeah, I think his thought process is, well, there are two reasons why I would come back here. Actually, yeah, going to caverns and or is he just getting the warp first? Maybe he's just getting the warp first. I was wondering if he was like, oh, I'll save it for later, and if I happen to find mist on the run back, it'll be more efficient.
Oh yeah, he's just grabbing the warp before he heads out. Okay.
I think it makes sense because he wants to go towards caverns. Okay, but he is saving it for later. Okay, because I was gonna say there's he could come back to do Alrox's quarters later, and at that point, if he doesn't have mist, he can go for it. Or if he needs to come back to do the Holy Glasses location later, both are reasons to come back. And if he happens to find mist before that point, like for example, he might be going towards Spikebreaker, and if Spikebreaker happens to have mist, by the time he comes back, it'll be a much more efficient time killing the boss and grabbing the relic. Meanwhile, Ren is like, I don't want to risk that. I'm just going to grab it now. So this is actually a very, very strong play from Derdrak. It feels like, why would you leave both a boss and a relic behind? It's because Derdrak is basically guaranteeing, I know I'm going to come back here later, and if I find mist, it's going to save me like 40 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, because you have to go all the way up and around past the Blade Masters,
it's
or
probably
down
actually
and
20 seconds.
around through the Valhalla Knights, you know.
With this movement, it's actually less than 40 seconds, most likely, but still, it is time save regardless, especially if you're guaranteeing that you're going to have to come back later.
Yeah, exactly. He's Crazy is bringing up a good point. He could also add it to his route to Silver Ring.
That's true, yeah.
There's so many ways in which this is an excellent decision.
Yeah, you just have to, it is adding one extra thing on the mental stack, potentially, where you just have to remember, like, oh, wait, I haven't done Minotaur Werewolf yet, so I'm going to have to do that at some point, but... Ooh, and hold up.
I mean, the tracker will remind him.
That is true. That is true.
And he's using that wolf movement. I love the fact that he's using the wolf movement because, God, before the Lycanthrope tournament, I was probably the only person on the planet who thought anything of full wolf movement.
Oh, yeah.
And then, as soon as the Lycanthrope tournament happened, and I had to go on hiatus for about 6 months or so, I came back and everybody had wolf movement. And I was like, God damn it.
Shoutouts to Fire1520 for optimizing a lot of wolf strategies, I will say. This being one of them.
Oh, yeah. If you check out his YouTube channel, he's still got them up.
Yep.
Just tech after tech after tech.
Yeah, this movement option right here with the wolf, I think it might not be 100% faster if you have Leapstone, Gravity Boots, and Bat, but it's probably close to similar. I know it's faster if you don't have Gravity Boots to use the wolf movement the way that Derdrak just did. But with Gravity Boots, I actually haven't tested that to see which one's faster. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Those moments where you are like, well, this feels faster. Oftentimes, sometimes you just got to sit down and open up a video editor, record both options, and just put them side by side, frame count.
Yep. And Talik and Fire1520 both did that a lot.
A lot, yes. Yes. Talik has some of the most important ones still archived on his YouTube channel as well. One of the most important ones being in the Clock Rush for every category, finding out that wolf movement is faster than just not using wolf at the very end of the Clock Rush.
I came across that video the other day. That was so weird that you bring it up.
Yes. Yeah, it was a literally task movement without using wolf versus just a normal human using wolf in that section, and wolf won out by multiple seconds or something like that. So it goes to show that
because of all the jumps.
Yes.
Because airborne movement.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's a lot of different sections where it's technically faster to use wolf, but the execution required is very specific and difficult, that it doesn't come up much. Technically, there's a world where you can go through Colosseum to Mist in any percent in wolf in save time, but it requires these insane high jump platforming in wolf form stuff that nobody wants to do.
Is that over near the Blade Masters then?
Yes. what you would do is you would start from the very start of Colosseum, transform into Wolf immediately, and then just go. And you have to perfectly maneuver through everything. I think the reason it doesn't end up getting used is because it messes with the experience route, which is just like its own separate thing that thankfully we don't have to worry about in randomizers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anti-freeze is definitely a nice thing, because otherwise there was a period of time where in Rando you did have to consider, I'm going to skip all of these enemies because I don't want an extra level up if I don't have to, and instead I'm only going to focus on killing bosses, which always felt bad, because then your opponent would accidentally kill an enemy and it's like, oh, it's the one time that actually dropped something and it's a duplicator. And it's like, oh, the whole race was, I did the technically correct thing, which was skipping the enemy, and it screwed me over, et cetera, et cetera.
And that's when Empty Hand was created, if I recall correctly.
It was not, I think it was Empty Hand and Scavenger. Both were essentially the same idea, which was eliminating all enemy drops. And then Scavenger eliminated all enemy drops, and then Empty Hand eliminated all drops.
Yeah, so, like no items, no nothing. Just you fight with fists.
It was originally an April Fool's preset, and that race was miserable.
Mablung dropped for Dare Drac. He left a fire shield underneath the waterfall. I mean, Duplicator and Buffalo Stars makes it so that that's kind of moot, but...
He might also just have Alucard shield. It's very possible. In fact, he might be menuing for that right now, or he's just... Yeah, he has Alucard shield.
Yeah, he has an Alucard shield already.
But he's not even going to worry about doing the spell, because it's like, is it worth...
Wait till after you're done Richter for that.
Yes. If you are going to do it, because it is faster for Dracula and Shaft, so it's still worth it. But like first castle bosses, it might not be worth it. Knowing that you're going to have to recast the spell after saving Richter, that is.
Oh, so we've got a lot of ground to cover for Ren here. Like, he is sufficiently behind.
Yes, and also he is committing to the mermaid statue check, which makes sense. He only has one Vlad, which is pretty wild considering they both full cleared second castle, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and Dare Drac doesn't even have a Vlad.
And also they've done a lot of the first castle. I'm just now like waking up to the reality of the seed, which is there's just no Vlads here. Oops, no Vlads? They forgot the Vlads? The Vlad factory is all out. This is most likely one.
We stopped manufacturing them 3 days ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Surely this is one. Oh, and there's the library card finally as well.
Yeah, there we go.
This is a very convenient spot to find one. It's nothing.
Oh no, it's Spirit Orb.
Okay, there are only a handful of checks left. We know Heart of Vlad is yeah.
One per castle. Now we have to make them go to the mythical third castle for the other three Vlads.
Potentially, yeah, I guess.
Or make them play the Gamecom version.
Or what if there are no Vlads and the seat's broken?
What if there are no Vlads? Remember, there are no Vlads. Only then can you realize it is you that has the power to win the game by yourself with the heart refresh.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the winning play is just use the heart refresh. All right. Well, this I think it has to.
That's right. Ren has the heart that Dare Drac left behind.
Yes, 100%.
I remember now.
Yes. And meanwhile, I think this has to be a Vlad. I think almost everything left has to be a Vlad. Just kidding. I literally lied. I didn't do the math. I did not do the math at all.
You specifically. It's like, I know that DB drive.
It has to be Silver Ring, because there's not that many checks left. Silver Ring, Soul of Bat, All Rock's Sword card are the last checks left in the game. And they all have to be... Oh, Holy Glasses as well, actually. So one of them has to be at Holy Glasses, and that's probably Final Vlad then?
I mean, we've got almost a full suite of familiar cards going right now. Here's a Vlad. Yay!
Oh, wait, they haven't done this yet. Wait. Oh, that actually makes sense. I forgot about all the checks here. Never mind, we're chilling. For some reason, I thought that the library had already been done outside of Soul of Wolf. Or sorry, Soul of Bat. Well, yeah, they have completely ignored the right side of the castle yet. Okay, that makes sense. That's fine.
So we haven't cleared the first castle. We're good. We're fine. Everything's fine.
I think idea of Final Vlad being at Holy Glasses, though, is probably still correct. It's probably Silver
probably
Ring.
Correct. Like, we've seen a lot of complexity locations, so...
I think it's going to be Silver Ring is vanilla into Holy Glasses Final Vlad. But, yeah, this is... Honestly... this is going to be not very close at all in Durdrak's favor. He's just moving so fast.
I think part of it is once again, like you said, he's got that confidence in his own movement, right?
Yeah.
But I think the other part of it is he's like, not again.
Durdrak choosing Spikebreaker for God's Garb? Yes, because God's Garb does nothing if you don't take damage. Spikebreaker does do something.
That's 100% accurate.
When
if
you're
you go
at this...
to Deathwing's lair, Spikebreaker helps you.
Yeah. And also, he still hasn't done Silver Ring, which he won't have to slow down to do Silver Ring at all. So, and there's also a Vlad there.
Vlad? I think that was a Vlad.
There's two. Yep. So yeah, at this level of play, you don't need the extra defense. Like, just don't get hit, forehead.
Checking Fire of Bat. This is a good move.
Yeah, because you have to reload the room anyways.
The elevator relic and then teleports out.
Yep. You have to reload the room anyways, or you have to wait for the elevator, both of which are slow.
And you don't want to go to the teleporter room twice, so...
Yep. Very true, very true. So Durdrak is aware of 3 total Vlads. He should be aware that Final Vlad is behind Silver Ring in some capacity. So he's looking for 1 random Vlad at this point.
Oh, you know what? I take it back. God's Garb does do one other thing. It adds 10 to your intelligence.
God's Garb gives you intelligence?
It gives you 10 intelligence.
Bro, I'm too stupid to know that. Apparently, I need to be putting on the God's Garb. I thought it was only defense.
Today you learn.
Crazy, is he spreading misinformation again? Hold on. Can I get a fact check? Can I get a fact check by a true patriot? Oh, this is the exact thing we were talking about, by the way. Durdrak has Wolf. He has Soul or Form of Mist now, so he can go grab this relic and kill the boss faster than Ren did.
Yep.
He does have to detour a little bit to do it, but it might end up all coming out in the wash, honestly. In fact, actually, if he was more aware, he actually should have saved this again for later, because he should be knowing that he's likely going to find Silver Ring Vanilla location and then have to come back anyways. That or he should just open the shortcut now, but he's not going to.
Yeah. You know, it was always so funny because whenever, like this was back in the 90s, right? My best friend and I we would have arguments about the best armor in the game, and my best friend, he's like, God's Garb all the way, God's Garb all the way. It's always God's Garb. It says that it has the highest defense in the game. And then I was like, yeah, but if you're at 200.6%, walk armor has higher defense, just straight up. And he was like, oh yeah, well, God's Garb gives you intelligence. And I'm like, okay, I can't argue against that.
Joke's on you, actually. The intended way to get more defense is to go out of bounds and get even more map tiles.
That's right.
200.6%. What are you?
I made that map where I maxed out the map with just by hacking it in, and I never actually put on the walk armor to find out how big it was.
Oh my god.
I do know that it ended up being like 1,600% or something like that. It was insane.
Yeah. I think theoretically you can have like a max, like the maximum percentage is just whatever the variable is able to store.
Mm-hmm.
Because 1, you could just arbitrary code execution whatever number you want there. And 2, I believe there is a glitch that allows you to continuously gain map percentage as if you're acquiring new map tiles by doing the same thing over and over again. I forget exactly how it works. It's like a World Beyond Walls exclusive silly thing that takes hours and hours and hours. And that's random Vlad, by the way. Final random Vlad, and then Final Vlad is likely at classes.
So perfect for Durdrak right now. Holy hell.
How much out of bounds map is there? I think literally infinite. I think you can just regain out of bounds map over and over again with a specific glitch. I forget exactly how it works because that's beyond my pay grade. I draw the line at learning stupid out of bounds map collection glitches. That's where there's already so much to learn about this game and then forget about this game, as we all know and love. We love learning things and then forgetting them immediately.
What I can tell you is that there is a specific subset of RAM that is purely dedicated to map completion, all right? And it is not the same as the room counter that is in your menu. They are not tied to each other at all, except for at the time of acquisition of a new map tile and the bit being changed in RAM, the room counter goes up by 1. There is one function that handles both of those.
Yep.
So you can max out your map coverage on your press select to view the map thing without increasing your room counter and thus not increasing your walk armor score.
I could believe it.
That's what I know.
I could believe it. I wonder which dictates the achievement on 360 then.
Oh, that would be interesting. I think that one's probably based off a room counter. Like, that would make the most sense, but...
That would also make the most sense for me, because I always knew if I got the achievement or not when I was doing speedruns of 200.6, based off of the room count.
Yeah.
And it was always tied to the room count for me, but...
Mm-hmm.
I think Ren is making up a small bit of time here. No, because he's backtracking this way. He didn't get the other shortcut. Never mind, Durdrak is... Oh, he's also not doing Hippogriff right now. Oh, that's... Yeah, no.
This is interesting.
Yeah, Ren 100% is doing this in the wrong order, because he didn't do Hippogriff.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to call this one as a W for Drac.
I mean, it kind of was. As soon as he went to Beelzebub, and then decided to just game harder... and the fact that Ren didn't find another random library card before Durdrak.
Game harder sounds like the motto of a soda or something. Like, game harder.
Oh, it's the new secret Mountain Dew flavor. It's the white one. It has extra electrolytes, extra salt in there.
Extra protein. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a protein. Because everything's got to have protein in it now, don't you know? The new hot trend. To be fair, if you're Durdrak, this should be a bit of a confidence boost. Granted, he doesn't know execution-wise how his opponent is doing by any means, but realistically,
no.
Realistically, Durdrak should be like pretty confident that. I mean, he just outmaneuvered Ren execution-wise and also routing-wise. Like, this was just the better route through and through for many reasons. So in a way, that should at least give you a bit of a confidence boost going into Game 5, knowing that, like, okay, like, if I play well and I don't get completely unlucky, then I'm fine. To be fair, the race that he lost in the first race that he lost, the preset that I'm forgetting the name of, Rampage, he kind of just brain farted, to be honest. Like, even with the technically slightly suboptimal decision to stay in the second castle, there was still a world where he could make up for it. But he kind of just, like, you know, sometimes you wake up and you just forget what day it is. You forget who you are, your grandparents' names, you know, you forget what you did.
You know, it reminded me of this old application that I had on one of my old phones, right? Because, you know, smartphones have existed forever. I've always been an Android user. There was this chess app that was available for Android that, like, if you took out the opposing queen in 4 moves or less, it literally broke the game's brain. Like, it started moving things in such weird ways. They were all legal moves, but it didn't understand what strategy to use because it was just not in tune with that. And that's what it felt like Durdrak's Rampage Seed was, where it's like, he made such a mistake at the beginning of the game that it's just like, okay, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, the momentum was just completely gone at that point. But this seed, like, I mean, it was essentially flawless. There was the reason we weren't talking about the match is because what is there to say other than, yeah, Durdrak played that perfect, like 100% through and through. Like, every decision was essentially perfect. And movement wise, I mean, it's damn near close to perfect, as much as you could expect from a person. Like, and that's a good feeling when you're like, okay, I need to play well and, like, make a comeback happen right here, right now if I want to stay in this tournament. Essentially having a perfect speedrun here is that's a confidence booster in my mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, hyperfixation. And this is something that psychologists have been kind of, you know, they'd been kind of tuning into this back in the 2010s. Like, hyperfixation can do a lot to help you do things very well. Like, if you're so very used to doing something that you can do it almost unconsciously, then your body is naturally just going to do that thing better unconsciously. And I think that's what he pulled out here. Like he hyper fixated on, I'm going to play SotN extremely well. And he executed that to the perfect degree.
I mean, it happens for sure. And I don't think Ren is by any means out of this. It does mean that we are going to game 5. But again, I think Ren has a very sporadic game plan with what he decides to check, what he decides not to check. In a weird way, that could get in your head if you're somebody who's like, well, this is my tournament life on the line. I have to play this. I have to win if I want to continue playing for the chance to win the tournament. But in a weird way, I think you kind of just have to ignore all that and just play your game plan and just be like, well, if he does all this unorthodox, crazy bullshit, as long as I play my game plan and I don't falter because of it, then like he has to get lucky to beat me. That sort of thought process, right? Unless, so it just really comes down to if you play a solid game plan, so much so that you feel confident that you could outmaneuver somebody, then at that point you put them in the position where it's like, well, you got to get lucky to beat me. But that requires you being
and here's that thing where Ren is going after Bs while Track is beating the game.
Yep. It now comes down to like, can you play in a way that allows you to force your opponent to get lucky to beat you, or are you going to falter by forgetting a check or second guessing yourself in a situation where you theoretically should have the advantage? I think that's really going to be the story of this next seed.
Yeah, I think that Renantrel is going to avoid the Rampage pick though. I don't think he wants to do another Rampage. He has very strong opinions about that. I think he's going to go Cornivus.
He kind of has to. It's either Cornivus or the other preset that he has not.
Recycler.
Yeah, Cornivus or Recycler. I think it's going to be Recycler, honestly.
Oh, yeah. You know, given between Cornivus and Recycler, he might choose Recycler. But let's find out.
Let's find out right now.
Hi.
Yo, GG's.
GG's.
Looks like we got a game 5 on our hands.
I don't understand why Dratch finished so late.
Oh.
Round 5.
I mean, it could have been better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What are you feeling for race number 5, Ren?
Everybody knows. Recycler.
Alrighty, Recycler it is. Sounds good. As always, feel free to take a break while we get this all set up, and we'll reconvene in just a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Chat, you heard him. We're going to be right back. It is game 5, final race potentially, if you are Ren and you win this all out right here, right now, or Durdrak has the potential to reset the bracket, and that means we're going to have another set of tournament races tomorrow. So if you want more tournament races, I mean, I want more tournament races, you're hoping Durdrak wins. Otherwise, if you just want Ren to win it all, undefeated the entire tournament, then you're hoping that he wins it out right here, right now. But who am I to say what you guys want? Just put your channel points where your mouth is and gamble now. Put all your channel points into this prediction. In the meantime, I'm going to run to the bathroom.
I understand.
So we will be right back.
What will you do now?
And I'm also going to run ads now so they don't play later. So if you want to skip the ads, make sure to subscribe now. Amazon Prime, sub to subscribe with Prime, etc., etc. YouTube, you don't have to worry about that if you're watching this later because it's going to skip to the next race right now. It is time for the final race for today. Let's go ahead and get these players started here. No matter what, somebody is coming out the victor for this particular tournament set. Will that mean Renan takes it all and is the current winner? Or does Durdrak get the bracket reset? We're going to find out in just a second here. And immediately,
I'm hoping for a bracket reset.
Tongue of Vlad is great to find first. That increases spell damage, I believe, right?
Yeah, yo Drac, what that tongue do? It increases my spell damage.
So this is probably the most complicated of all the presets that have been added so far. Oh, Drac is really considering it. Oh, he's considering it. He's going to do it.
Because he knows that Renantrel cannot do this.
So
this is why he's doing it.
I think this is the correct play. He's going for the kill on the enemy first, just to see if he can get some levels, as well as possibly get an item drop. But in doing so, I think he should kill Aquadon because this check is honestly not very slow in the grand scheme of things. Maybe he wants a different.
Is perfect for this fight.
Maybe he wants a. Yeah, now that he knows that he has the Topaz Circle, he's just going to be fine. But he has to be careful not to get grabbed. That's the only downside to this route. Oh! I was going to say, Ren's Dark Metamorphosis literally saved his life from the ice
And
attack.
then he
Although
got
he's
hit
still.
by an ice wave. Oh, no!
Holy shit, he's throwing in the grand finals, in the final race of the first set. Oh my, no way, dude. Meanwhile, to be fair, if there is nothing at Aquadon here, theoretically, Durdrak doesn't actually like gain much of an advantage here. And it looks like Durdrak's going for Int Potion plus Hellfire, and 2 Hellfires is enough to take down Aquadon here.
Wow, that Int Potion is so strong. Keep in mind that any bonus added to intelligence above Alucard's base stat is multiplied by 4.
Yeah, it helps a lot for sure. And it's Power of Mist. Okay, that is not in and of itself.
That could be very relevant.
Yes, especially because there's 2 copies of Mist in Recycler Seeds. So that is an option that Durdrak's just going to have over Ren. And the reason I like this play is because Durdrak was a little slow to get to this check, but realistically, killing Aquadon and moving on is a relatively quick thing to do. It's a fast enough check, and you know your opponent won't have it. So I feel like it's just like almost like a guaranteed advantage in a way, so long as you can do it quickly. And in a weird way, Ren kind of like gives it to him. He gives him all that time by dying early. The downside is Durdrak's going to have to be careful to obviously not die on his own accord, but he has all the levels under his belt from killing Aquadon, so he should be fine.
Just grab that life maxed up. He got all of his health back. He's good to go.
Yeah, if I'm Durdrak, I think this route makes a little bit more sense because you go up to do Trio and then get the warp potentially, or you just leave. That's also an option. So Ren is getting the warp now.
I don't agree with just leave. I liked your idea better.
So
because I like the idea of getting that warp.
I think I understand why he's doing this. I think Durdrak lost his last Recycler race because he stayed in the second castle ever so slightly too long, and it's because he went for that warp as opposed to just going first castle. Because Recycler is a preset where theoretically you can finish the entire game just within the first castle, and Ren dies again. And the disrespectful taunt from the Malachis, one of the few enemies in the game that they have a taunt.
They flash mobbed him, bro.
Yeah, they have a taunt after they kill you. I believe them and Cthulhu's actually laugh at you. There's a sound effect for that. So, yeah, this is literally the first time I think in the top 4 anybody has died in the second castle. In fact, I think died at all within the any of these races. And for it to happen in grand finals, the last race of grand finals. Oh my god, it's not even like, I don't even blame him for dying because this is a rough spawn, and in a weird way, Durdrak has the advantage. 1, because he's just not taking damage, like he's just playing cleaner, and 2, he has the levels under his belt to be more efficient and like do more damage, kill more.
He has 13k walking into the library just straight up.
Yeah. Oh my god. And Ren is probably also pissed because he's like, this stupid idiot already did Aquadon. I don't know how to do the skip. So he's probably...
Yeah, Ren already knows
he's
that Drak did Aquadon. He didn't even have to think about it.
Yep.
Ren knew as soon as he picked Recycler.
Oh, no.
And he saw where they were starting that Aquadon was going to be done.
You know, maybe these players should do some impossible challenge if they want to learn how to not die in the second castle. The Hellfire, I think, is just correct. Yeah, just get out of there, bro. It's not worth trying to kill him.
You know, and it's so funny because in Recycler, we originally didn't keep the second, like we originally didn't have the second castle start. We started our players at a random location in the first castle, but then we found out that the seeds were way too short. Like we were getting 25, 15-minute seeds because it was just so easy to collect things. Then we added second castle start.
So in a weird way, Ren is out of this part of the second castle here, and he technically didn't leave anything behind. So he's not super far behind. He's probably like a good minute or 2 behind. Honestly, probably closer to 3. But he might have to do those checks later on, potentially, and that will lose him time. That's a worry that I have. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. There is a world where Ren can make this up because Recycler is a very fast preset with a lot of potential for, getting insanely lucky with multiple copies of different relics in different locations. But I think Durdrak has put himself in a position where he's very strong here. Okay, getting hit by the balloon pod there is very scary. Soul Steel Ren?
What was it, 57 damage or something? Ugh, gross.
Yeah. Gets the Soul Steel. Third try, mind you. Not bad, not bad. Practice your spell inputs.
Practicing spells? Yeah. I remember practicing spells.
To be fair, this is grand finals.
Cheating right there. In the grand finals of the tournament, Deirdre cheated. He is disqualified.
To be fair, we probably could have had a conversation about whether clipping through that should or shouldn't be allowed, but like I didn't say anything because I was like in shock that Advent kept going for it, and I didn't know about it at the time. I'm like, damn, you got me. I didn't write that down in the rules, I guess.
Luminous, okay, that's not a bad pickup.
Yeah, there's nothing in the rules that says an Alucard can't clip through those stairs. And in my mind, like...
There's actually several points like that.
Yeah, in my mind, like, something that is so simple as literally doing a jump in a specific position with no extra additional, like, it's not even frame perfect or pixel perfect or anything like that. Just knowing that it's that easy, it's like, okay, there's no way that we would ban this. This is ridiculous. It'd be like banning MP refill glitch in glitchless. It's like, come on, bro. Like, it just happens sometimes.
Well, and this is the reason why whenever I threw the last tidbit, I was just like, let's just use the no major glitches rule set, because like how many not major glitches really make that big of a difference, you know?
Yeah, just wait till next year where I start allowing specific glitches. Like better learn your floor clips, folks.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I've always wanted to do one that requires some amount of glitch knowledge, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe in the future.
We need to get that any percent preset in there.
The one thing I have learned,
People
however,
be out here trying to learn the Akmadon entry skip, and it's like, come on, that's harder than all of any percent.
Honestly, I don't know. I would say it's not that. Like, if you can learn Akmadon skip, then you can definitely learn all of the tricks in any percent. But there is more to any percent, obviously,
right,
than just one skip. But if I've learned anything over the course of running tournaments, it's that most of the time, players don't want to learn shit. They don't want to practice. They don't want to. Okay, well this is GG's. GG's. What can I say? You win. You win, Dirtjack. We're getting more races, everybody. I can't believe.
Yes.
Oh my. Okay, so yeah, the power of mist, like we said, was huge, and Ren is going to be so mad. Oh my god. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Hopefully that doesn't DMCA me, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Just the
Square's not that hard. Square doesn't do that.
Haha. Yeah, of course they don't. Haha.
And then it's like, you know, like you get copyright struck by like 13 not Square accounts that all used it in a song.
No, Square goes after their own songs. They are one of the most litigious as far as their soundtracks goes, and it's actually them doing it. So there's no like, you can't just like counterclaim and say, no, this is actually a SoundCloud rapper who put this in the background of some shit that is completely unrelated to the video game. No, Square is like, motherfucker, you using Final Fantasy VII soundtrack? Pay up. Genova's one that's a no-go. The victory theme is a no-go. There's a couple. And I found this out when I was, this like 3 years ago, trying to play Final Fantasy VII for the first time. And I was like, oh, I'll upload the playthrough to YouTube. And it was like, nope, don't do that. Square will show up at your house and break your legs.
Victory theme, or if it was just the bit that I played. I wonder. Which
it's the part after, because you can play the start of the victory theme. It's the tune that plays like in the results screen. That's the part that actually gets you claimed.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Something like that. There's a couple more. Final Fantasy VII's particularly bad. Tactics, on the other hand, no one cares about Tactics. You can play the soundtrack to Tactics all you want.
That's wild to me.
Yeah. 7 gets claimed a lot. I think 10 gets claimed a lot too. And then there's a couple more. 14 has a couple that are claimed.
Like, music channels out there that are just recreating this shit
yes.
all over.
Yes.
Yes. But you, a person who humbly tried to play the game.
God forbid. What are you doing? DMCA requires a minimum length of the time. You would think that, Crazy. You would think that. You would think it would require a minimum length of time. No one cares about Final Fantasy Tactics, especially the people who remade the game. Those people don't care about it.
Is it that bad? I thought Infamous Chronicles.
No, it's it's actually pretty decent. There's a couple of small things that are a little awkward about it, but it's honestly, if you haven't played the original, Ivalice Chronicles is definitely worth playing. And if you're a big fan of the original, it's also worth playing.
Nice. That makes me feel better about it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I will say the price point, it could have been $10 cheaper, I think, and everybody would have been happy. By the way, Soul of Bat and Mist, and do we even need to talk about this, guys? Come on, let's just give him the point.
No,
just give it.
This is a Drac win for sure, right here.
Here we go. I'm just gonna update the overlay right now.
Congratulations, Dare Drac.
GG's.
On your win.
They're both in the loser side now. It's fine. I'm just gonna leave this here for when people come in and they want to figure out what's going on in the race. I'm joking. Theoretically, Ren could come back. Durdrak could
Ren's not
explode.
that far behind. He just doesn't have POM. Actually, finding Solabat at Spirit Orb gives Ren an opportunity to come back a lot earlier.
In a way, yes. But the problem is that where was Rib of Vlad? I think it was here in the Alchemy Lab. I'm like 99% sure. So he's down a Vlad relic and he's down Flight until then. Ain't no way, bro. Wait, unless he's the GOAT. Ren's going for it. He actually, if this is where the Vlad is, this is actually really good for him.
Oh my god, I swear to god, if he makes this, and this is where the Vlad is?
It is. Wow, that's a huge play. Now he's only losing by 4 minutes instead of 10. Let's fucking go.
Hey, 6 minutes is that's a huge difference maker.
Somehow Durdrak has 2 copies of Soul of Wolf because he's got full wolf movement now. What the hell?
My god.
Okay, it's just the gap just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
This preset is the preset for an exciting final round.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
not gonna lie. This was part of the intent.
Here's a real question. I know we were joking about Durdrak's stats when playing Rampage, but has Ren lost a Recycler race?
Not a single one.
Yeah, this would be his first loss in Recycler. And to be fair, obviously dying twice in the first 5 minutes of the seed is bad. But Durdrak, I think still, even if Ren didn't die at all, Durdrak's early Mist and Power of Mist, I think it still would have given him the advantage. Okay. I know that you're...
Ren, what are you doing, buddy?
He's trying to dive kick off of him. Yeah. That actually...
Can't do it.
It's not a terrible idea. The problem is it probably wouldn't work. Also, he's way too far to the left. Yeah, he has to readjust mid-air.
Oh, no.
He's fine. No, he's fine. He's fine. As long as he doesn't lose all of his mana and fall all the way down. No, he's fine. Oh, he's fine. He's definitely fine. Yeah, you have a library mana prism? No. Oh, he has mana prisms. He's fine, actually. He's chilling. See? He's fine.
This is making me sad in the pants.
So, okay, chat, close your ears for 2 seconds. Me and, we have to have a private conversation, just me and Eldritch. Just promise me, you just mute the tab for just 2 seconds if you don't mind. How the fuck are we supposed to commentate this, bro? How are we supposed to make it, how are we supposed to pretend like this is even close?
What we're going to do is we're going to pretend like Ren didn't waste 5 minutes Mist Rising to a nothing check.
I have an idea. Because the tracker doesn't show bosses, we're going to say that Ren full cleared second castle. They love to hear that. That gives them enough hope to think that anybody could win if they full cleared second castle, okay?
That's right.
That's the plan.
You know what? 100% correct.
Okay.
That's what we need to do.
Okay, perfect. Okay, chat, you can listen again. You can unmute the tab. Unmute now. You're good. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that Ren actually, because he full cleared second castle, he's not that far behind because Durdrak still needs to full clear second castle after all.
Yeah, I mean, Durdrak still needs to go through the entirety of Second Castle. Look, he hasn't even defeated a single boss this entire time.
It's true. It doesn't matter that he has Bat, that he has Mist, Power of Mist, full Wolf movement, more Vlads, more money. He has Silver Ring. None of that matters. You're making a big deal out of nothing here.
Yeah, it's a big brain move. Huge.
Of course.
Huge brains.
Ay. Oh, and that's both rings too. Dude, this is really rough. Oh my god.
Ren is going to get here to find Soul of Bat and be pissed. Like he's gonna stop to smoke a
Yeah,
cigarette.
honestly, because like, okay, here's the thing: a lot of things could be going on in your mind if you're at this point where you're like, "Damn it, everything is just going wrong. This is, my winner side tournament life is like in the gutter." There's always that like 0.0001% chance where you're like, "But what if? What if my opponent is bad at the game? Why is he going? Oh, he's going back for the check.
Oh, he's going back. No.
But the thing is like it. I get it. He's thinking to himself like,
I don't
okay,
get it.
He's thinking to himself, my route is so bad. I have to do insane shit to try and come back from this. And it's not even that his route is bad. It's that the early parts of his route was bad. Mostly the dying part. Let's all agree that dying is not the ideal strategy in tournament play, right? So with that in mind, I think Ren is like, I need to make a comeback somehow. I know that I got flight early. Like, this is where I found flight. If my opponent finds flight in the same spot that I did, if I go here, I'm likely going to do this first. Quote unquote. Granted, he has no idea that Durdrak had flight at this point, but still, like, I understand the thought process. The thought process is, I'm going to make this play because I assume this is a location that my opponent would not have had access to, or would choose not to pick right away because of the location of it. Like, he would choose to come back later, sort of thing.
I'm so distracted by all of the colors on Durdrak's relic tracker.
It's all of them.
And how
it's nearly all of them.
Brennan's is. Like, this hurts me. This hurts me because,
hold on, I can fix it.
Don't get me wrong, Durdrak is my friend. I'm not saying that. It's that Ren is also my friend, and when one of your friends is viciously mopping the floor with another one of your friends, you feel like you should at least be cleaning the sink at the same time, and I can't even do that.
Don't worry. I have solved the issue. If you look at Durdrak's tracker and his gameplay and everything, the tracker is fine. He doesn't even have any relics. And also, he's just got a duplicator drop. Never freaking mind, bro. Like, what's the point of even talking? Just give him his colors back.
Oh my god.
He's putting on the duplicator, bro. Stop it, stop it. He's already dead. Oh, he's got infinite mana prisms and buffalo stars. Oh my god.
Overkill.
It's a close one, guys. It's anybody's game.
Killtacular. Kilimanjaro.
Ren is skipping wolf. Wait, how did Durdrak get both wolves? Where was the other wolf relic from? Am I misremembering?
There was one in a place and one in another place, and Durdrak got both of the places.
Because he got the one from Minotaur and Werewolf, but you need both in order to get full wolf.
Wait,
Ren just passed it.
Did you think about this, though? Ren has full cleared second castle already. And Durdrak still has to full cleared second
Wait,
castle.
Durdrak just found all of them? Oh. He just individually picked up Wolf, Skill of Wolf, and Power of Wolf? Individual?
Oh, Jesus. Then what are these extra relics? Oh, no. They're the only two actual familiar cards in the entire preset.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my god.
Drak currently has 4 relics. For those that are wondering, the tooth, the rib, and the eye are all relics, obviously. But also, on the tracker, it shows the fairy scroll. That is the tongue of Vlad. The other ones that you could look for is Force of Echo and Spirit Orb. Those two are the replacements as the new Vlads. And you need 6 in order to beat the game. And glasses as well.
We are working on a new tracker that will actually
show that
with images.
Nice. And Jewel of Open locked by Holy Glasses. That's a good find. All of the progression items exist in the first castle. So essentially what you're looking for when you play Recyclers, you're just trying to find Holy Glasses as quick as possible. And this is great for Durdrak because I don't think they've seen Echo of Bat yet, which means you get the super high value location of Spikebreaker available early out of Logic as soon as you find Jewel of Open here. That's probably where Durdrak's going.
He can go straight to Silvering too, if I am reading this correctly.
And maybe that is where he's going. Maybe he's doing Silver Ring. Because I don't know if he's done Ulrox's quarters at all yet, actually.
No, he didn't do Ulrox.
Okay, gotcha.
For sure. Like, he's been to Coliseum, if I recall correctly, but he hasn't gone all the way to Ulrox.
Yeah, he went to Coliseum and he grabbed that warp at some point. But I think he warped back here because he got both rings and he wanted to force the... Yeah, and now he's going up towards Ulrox's quarters for sure. And he's going to do those checks, look for random Vlads alongside, do Silver Ring early, try and hope to snipe glasses. And I think if he snipes glasses with... I mean, okay, I know we were talking a lot of shit earlier. Here's how Ren can unironically still win. Durdrak decides to go second castle as soon as possible with only 4 relics in his inventory, and somehow, some way, none exist in the second castle.
That's true. It is 100% possible that could happen. And that's one of the great things about the Recycler preset is that, like, we don't know where the Vlads are.
Yep.
Every Vlad is random.
Because there's always this push and pull that... Because if you have 5 Vlads, it's like a no-brainer. You immediately go second castle as soon as you have glasses. And you just like do all the convenient checks. You're like, at least 1 Vlad has to be there. Surely, right? But if you're missing 2, that's a tougher call. I think the math still works out in your favor, but it's a little bit scarier. And I don't know if Durdrak is willing to play that style on his tournament life, potentially going into a bracket reset. I'm trying to think mentally, will Durdrak be willing to go second castle with only 4 relics? And also, will Ren be willing to do that? Because at some point, theoretically, Ren should catch up.
Would do it. Honestly, I think that they both would do it. And here's the reason why. The reason why we added second castle start to this preset is because people were going into second castle with 4 Vlads and just being like, oops, I went right side and I got 2 extra Vlads. It's that easy.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, 100% possible. It comes up, so... Essentially what I'm saying is the win condition for Ren is Durdrak decides to do something, whether it's stay in first castle or go to second castle. Ren has to do the opposite, and he has to guess correctly. This is what I was talking about before, where Durdrak's in a position now. He's put himself in a position where his opponent has to get lucky to beat him.
There's Echo. Okay.
Okay,
so we know that Spike Breaker is Holy Glasses.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 100%, yeah. And, like, I imagine as soon as Ren gets Jewel of Open, he'll probably start heading over there. He might also do the same thing and do Silver Ring early, but I don't know. We'll see. Ren is going to...
I just love this preset.
It's very good. It's very good. It's a lot of fun. It's very stressful to race, for sure, especially when it comes down to, okay, where did you find your Vlad relics? But... At the end
I love the jizz hand there on a Lesser Demon's face.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like, and
a
little added bonus, and for the casual players out there, if you collect all 8 Vlads, you get plus 20 to all of your stats, and a permanent Dark Metamorphosis.
It's pretty fun, I will say. Having the full suite of Vlads does feel pretty fun. I think my first Recycler ever, I accidentally did that, just by, like, not realizing how to play it efficiently. So I just ended up doing every check, and then by the end of it, I was like, oh, I can go beat the game now. Yay. And
yeah, but then there was that other seed where you ended up doing a Luck Mode run of Recycler, and you ended up invincible. That was great.
That was fun, yeah. Luck Mode Recycler? Hold on, wait a minute. New tournament preset, perhaps? Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because Ren basically is forced. Yeah, I understand now how Durdrak went the route that he did because I wasn't super 100% paying attention. My bad, sorry. Durdrak skipping... What? He just skipped Succubus. Who is this guy?
I mean,
Eldritch?
Always skips Succubus. Always skips Succubus.
I mean, it's not like a bad play per se, but it's just a little surprising.
We do not succumb.
It's just
to
why
the aspects of lust. We refrain.
He's just trying to do checks that he thinks are fast, and he thinks Succubus is too slow, most likely, because he's thinking to himself, I'm on my way to get glasses. I need 2 Vlads. I only want to do the fastest checks possible on the way to getting glasses, hoping that it's...
See, he has Merman statue. He's not going to Holy Symbol. He's just doing fast checks.
He might even skip the Merman statue check itself. Honestly, he might just be going, demon card, and then you just, oh no, he's doing this one. This one is...
I'm not against this.
It is faster than Succubus. Succubus is a slow check.
Especially with wolf movement.
Yes. Yeah, this is, it is definitely faster than Succubus because of the cutscenes and like having to warp into the nightmare, warp out, etc., etc. And it's another copy of Mist. It's just free mana at this point. Might as well take it. But Durdrack has infinite mana.
Cloud does holy damage.
It does holy damage? Since when?
Since we created the preset.
So if you have both Mist plus Gas Cloud, or is it just Mist? Is it double Mist plus Gas Cloud?
Both copies of Mist and Gas Cloud.
Okay.
Your Gas Cloud does holy damage.
That's actually not bad. Holy damage is pretty strong.
Well, we wanted it to make it so that, like, if you got both Mist, you could actually use your Gas Cloud against Dracula because he's immune to poison, right?
Yeah, that is true. Does it remove the poison element, or is it both?
No, it changes it to holy.
Okay.
So it's not poison anymore. It's just holy.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's also useful for Akmadon too. In fact, I would shred Akmadon. He would explode.
Oh god, Akmadon would die immediately.
And Beelzebub too,
like, I'm dead.
That's actually really strong for Beelzebub as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah. We wanted to try to make that as on par as getting free wing smashes, free grab boots, 5 jumps. You know, we tried to really go all out because Symphony of the Night is an all-out game, and we try to go all out these days.
No, this preset, having the additional relics, it does feel pretty good. Like, obviously, free wing smashes is great. Durdrack doesn't need it, obviously, since he has Duplicator and Mana Prisms. But 5 jumps, also awesome. Can be very useful as a substitute for Gravity Boots. I think the weakest one, honestly, is just having free Gravity Jumps, because it's just 5 MP per jump. But even then, like, this is a preset where you get enough of those bonus relics. You don't need Duplicator Mana Prism or anything like that. You can just go. But if you do find Duplicator Mana Prism, then it's just a bonus. So again, this preset is about giving you options depending on what you find and where you find it. So, and now here's
classes as we expected.
Durdrack doesn't library card. I don't know if he has one. But this is...
He might go to Grand Falloon.
If he has a library card, he might go to Grand Falloon first, then library card. If he doesn't, he might just be leaving because he's thinking to himself, I want to go to Second Castle as fast as possible. Or he might still go and do Grand Falloon and then leave because he wants to not leave behind any potential close by Vlads. There's a lot of options here. This is the complexity that comes into trying to decide what to do. And I think with this wolf movement, it probably is worth going this way.
I love this wolf movement, but
fast.
I would have started it back at the slimes.
The reason why
this wolf movement is so satisfying.
The reason he started it back there is because there's a setup to allow you to not bonk on the short room that normally has the life max up and heart max up back to back.
Okay.
It allows you to jump through there without bonking, yeah.
Like, I usually just jump over that entire room, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Because the wolf, when it gets up to max speed, it becomes very easy to bonk and then lose all the time that you would have saved using it. So,
yeah.
Bat movement definitely more consistent and relatively harder to lose time with. Speaking of bat movement,
second bat, he's got free bat.
He does have library cards. Okay, got you. This is maybe a little bit awkward, honestly. Granted, he only skipped 1 check in the catacomb, 2 checks in the catacombs. So theoretically, he can still beat the game if he does literally every check and those 2 checks happen to be Vlad relics. Very unlikely, but it now gets scarier the more checks you decide to leave behind.
You know, and still we see Renan. He is schmoovin', but he can't catch up at this point.
The problem is he needed to skip this and immediately go down to the caverns. That was his way back into trying to like catch up a little bit, but unfortunately, like I said earlier, whatever route Durdrack decides to do, Ren has to do kind of the opposite, and he has to get lucky. This was a potential spot for him to get lucky in, but he unfortunately is missing out on it. He also does not have the duplicator, it seems.
The duplicator, yeah. But he's using my favorite weapon, the Marcel.
I mean, it's a good one. It's pretty strong. Yeah, he has the potential to get it too if he just wing smashes into the ectoplasms. Interesting.
We just got to hope that he hits him in just the right way.
Yeah, and also has to get a little bit lucky. But we'll see. Meanwhile, Durdrak is doing what I thought, which is just go straight to the second castle.
This is the only correct move.
Well, in hindsight, it might not be the correct move, but on average, this is the correct move. Because how much of the second castle has he seen? He's seen exactly Medusa, Akmadon, and Darkwing Bat. So he can go do left side now with essentially infinite mana. So that's pretty strong.
Yep. Doing left side with impunity because, like, at least one of those is going to be a Vlad. And then if you need to go right side for Bees or Trio, those are relatively close to the center of the castle.
He doesn't have the center teleporter, is the thing. So that is kind of the downside, which is why I think left side makes more sense because he's not backtracking by doing it. And if you do left side, you don't necessarily need the center teleporter. So it's not too bad. Like you can go from, like going from Galamoth is definitely slower than going from like the center teleporter or whatever, but not that much slower.
There we saw the holy damage on the Cloaked Knights from the gas cloud. Beautiful.
Yeah. Also, if I remember correctly, depending on your movement, assuming that you just wing smash and have like infinite mana, I'm pretty sure it's actually only like 10 seconds slower to warp to or to go from death to the center clock room versus warping to the reverse all rocks teleporter, something like that.
Yeah.
So long story short, missing out on the teleporter is not that
minimal.
big of a it's not that big of a deal depending on where Durdrak finds the Vlads. Like if he finds the two Vlads at like Doppelganger and Force of Echo, it's like, oh, well then yeah, you never even needed that teleporter to begin with.
Not only that, but like the last time we actually did calculations and comparative runs on those, it was before we had fast core. So it's like
that too, yeah. And there's another Vlad. Oh, okay. It's like GG's at this point. Durdrak would have to get insanely unlucky from here because Ren, I think he does have a Vlad relic that's not showing up on the tracker because of the death, most likely, unless he forgot it. Like he died 2 times and then just didn't grab the Tongue of Vlad somehow because that should be his Fairy Scroll relic, but it's not showing up on his tracker. I'm gonna assume it's a tracker mistake.
He may have it. It may be the tracker.
Yeah, because the tracker is definitely it's seen better days. You know, it's like a beat up Honda Civic. It technically can drive, but you know, sometimes it takes a little while to get started and there's a couple problems, but it's fine.
I've seen better days.
Ren also
But
skips
here
Succubus.
Ren's gonna find out that he has the Holy Glasses at the Spike Breaker check.
I think it makes sense for Ren to skip Succubus. He's also very well aware of how that is one check versus, you know, the very many that are still left. And it's honestly, it might even be slower than Merman Statue or about the same. Sorry, Holy Symbol.
Yeah.
Holy Symbol might be slightly slower, but he also skipped that. So he's essentially just doing fast checks from here, which I think is the correct play. And also when you know that basically is guaranteed to be the glasses.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think Ren is going second castle now.
Doppelganger 40 ate it to the face.
Yeah, I think Ren's play was like, well, the only way I can win this is if I just try and beeline, and that's GG's.
Oh, there it is. 6 Vlads.
Yeah. I think Ren's thought process is my only way to win is I need glasses and I need the Vlads. So I'm going to grab glasses as fast as I can and go to the second castle and hope to find Vlads. And he's skipping everything else,
Gosh,
which
you know,
theoretically is what Durdrak did too, but he just did it faster.
It's really cool that we put those weird MP vials in the game.
Oh, yeah. That's another quality of life thing that, you know, turning a completely useless item like heart max-ups into something that's actually, like, interesting to find.
I mean, I got so tired of running into heart vessels and them being useless.
Yep. What are you talking about? You're not trying
dumb.
to. You're not trying to throw 10,000 daggers.
Something to this.
What would you like to add? Hi, crazy.
I wanted to say that Durdrak only skipped 2 checks in second castle. He had 4 Vlads. The reason why he skipped those 2 was because it guarantees 2 Vlads in second castle.
You mean he only skipped 2 in first castle?
Yeah, he skipped 2 in first castle.
Yeah, that's
So
what
it
I was saying
guaranteed
earlier.
2
Yeah,
Vlads in second.
that's what I was saying earlier. with the because he specifically skipped exactly 2.
Yep. So, whew. This is
I understand why.
Deirdre going
Okay, I understand where the
into a
confusion
second
came
round
in.
of Grand Finals.
My point was, how many more skips do you do in the first castle before things get scary? But he ended up going to Grand Falloon. If he had skipped Grand Falloon as well, that's when it would have been like, okay, technically the stats are on your side, but still scary. So good call. Yeah, Deirdre basically guaranteed the win, or at least a win condition in the second castle.
We've talked about it before. It's like if you're going to skip things, you at least guarantee that you find something in the second castle.
Yeah, worst case scenario is you do left side and it's like, oh, actually it was a like Beelzebub, which obviously is slow, but But Deirdre found him very, very quickly. And Ren's doing the same exact route. So in a weird way, outside of dying twice, Ren didn't necessarily play this poorly. I think he just did the same exact route Deirdre did, minus Akmadon, and then just a little bit slower because of the 2
And he skipped Grand Falloon.
Oh, he skipped Grand Falloon as well? Okay, that makes sense. Well, yeah, he's so far behind, he knows he's behind. He has to do it. But there it is. Well, thank you for helping us with that. And GG's. Let's go ahead and congratulate Deirdre on getting into Grand Finals set number 2, which will be tomorrow.
There's not a Glide at Aquadon. There's Power of Mist at Aquadon.
Oh, helps a lot.
Yo, GG's.
Helps for a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't so bad. If you didn't get it.
What a race. I love Recycler.
You know what helps a lot? Staying alive in the second castle, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
That was a brutal start for you, Ren. I mean, Deirdre, you just played that incredibly solid. Like, it was pretty textbook, honestly.
Yeah, like it was another race where we didn't have that much to say about the race.
Yeah.
There's no race.
It was a very strong showing for sure, and enough to reset the bracket, which means we got a whole nother best of 5 that we're going to play tomorrow, correct?
Yep.
Fantastic.
And what time are we doing that at?
Same time?
Same time? Same bat time? Same bat place?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, more SotN for me. I'm stoked about it. I hope you guys are excited as well. I'm sure both of you are so excited to keep playing this tournament. Let's go.
I mean, it's fun. It's just, bro, these second castle start seeds make for some of the most nerve-wracking 1v1 races because I have no idea what the fuck Ren is doing the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's dying.
I was sitting here going, man, I feel like we're probably both going to get this one done pretty quickly based on where everything's at. But apparently something went horribly wrong over there.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen twice.
It's a tough spawn for sure. I think honestly, one of the weird things that helped about the Akmadon start was just the extra levels in a weird way.
Yeah. Just
getting extra levels and Power of Mist early was like, the Power of Mist didn't super duper help. I think you got 1 extra check over Ren early, which was
it would make
back card.
Back card, yeah. Ren ended up trying to get back card and then like gave up on it on just Mistrizing.
Yeah. Because you can pretty easily get what is it there? Skill is what's sitting there?
Yeah, Skill Wolf.
You can pretty easily
There's
get that
two
one.
Vlads on the caverns. There's 2 Vlads on the caverns.
No.
There was at least.
Well, I skipped 2 things that could have been Vlad's. I intentionally left 2. Well, no, one of them had to be Spikebreaker.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. When I saw Echo on Silver Ring, I skipped everything. I just go to Spikebreaker.
Yeah. I skipped Succubus and I skipped Holy Symbol.
Yeah, Holy Symbol.
But I did everything else.
That makes sense.
There was no Vlad. Or there was 1 Vlad? There was no Vlad. I had to go to
I knew it was behind. I'm feeling behind because of the death.
Yeah, because it was
of Mysterized stuff and blah, blah, blah. And fuck this seed.
Yeah, I think the only way that after the early deaths you could have had a comeback is if you decided to skip Silver Ring and Alrox's Quarters and just go straight to Spikebreaker and then go to second castle from there. But that would have been like a pretty ballsy play. At that point, because it's kind of a 50-50 which one ends up being Holy Glasses, I think, from your perspective, because you don't know where Spikebreaker is.
Yep. When I saw Echo, I knew Spikebreaker had Holy Glasses, so I just go there and hope for Vlad on second castle, but I don't have time to.
Yeah.
Feeling it up, so
Well,
that's fine.
we got a whole new best of 5 tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
See you
Yeah, get some
tomorrow.
sleep, get some rest. GG's to both of you, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excited.
Alrighty, take it easy, y'all. Bye-bye. Chat, that will do it. There it is. We've got the first set of grand finals taken care of. Both players are now in the losers bracket, which means the next set determines it all, no matter what. So if you were here and you enjoyed watching, don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching on the Twitch stream, I would very much appreciate it, especially if you got that Amazon Prime sub for free. It is free after all. Follow the channel if you're new here. We've got more tournament action literally tomorrow and more fun stuff even after that. If you're watching the YouTube VOD after the fact, like, comment, subscribe. It is a free way to support the stream, support the channel, all that fun stuff. And I will update challenge right now. And thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for the support. And we'll see you tomorrow for the next tournament match. Let's freaking go, gamers.